the fish are gone in San Jose and the Sharks look to take down poker riches. The Season 12 Bay 101 Shooting Star begins now, tonight on the WPT.
Well, here we go. Final table about to get underway. Mukul Pahuja out in front with $6.4 million. Dylan Wilkerson in second place with $5.8 million. Big money on the line tonight. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight takes home over $1,256,000.
All right, let's get started. Andy's a 5,000, blinds are 25 and 50. Action on James Carroll. He's got an ace deuce, won't play that. Mukul Pahuja not going to play.
Action on Nam Lee, who won this event 8 years ago, trying to win it again. He is going to raise it up in the cutoff position, 110,000.
Garrett Greer now with a pair of nines with the button. He's the short stack tonight.
On.
And he's going all in.
Yep.
Garrett has moved all in from the button.
Now Shaun Suller from Hawaii can't play that.
Dylan Foles back to Nam.
Dylan out as well. Back to Nam Lee, one of the most respected players out on tour. He's going to let it go. So Garrett Greer, the 28-year-old from Newport Beach, California, taking down that pot. Known as GG, went to UCLA. Unfortunately, he was paralyzed in a pool accident. Actually broke his neck. Was in a coma for 3 days. He's been playing poker for 10 years. Oh, there you see Ryan Reese. Won the main event of the World Series of Poker last year. In the house tonight, rooting on his buddy Garrett Greer.
All right, on to the next hand. Nam Lee with a big hand, ace-king. We'll raise to 110 to go. Garrett Greer and Shaun Soler out.
Over to Dylan Wilkerson, San Mateo, California. He's out. James Carroll gone. Back to Mukul Pahuja, our chip leader. Looks down at a king 10. Mukul's been a pro for 3 years. A former financial analyst for a couple years. Majored in finance at Penn State. A very bright guy. Looks at a flop here that might not be so bright for him. King, queen, deuce. He's got top pair, but he's out kicked.
Nam Lee, of course, with the ace-king. Gonna bet 125.
And Mukul gonna make the call.
Going to the turn. It's a 6 of hearts.
3 hearts on the board. Mukul checks. He's got top pair with the king of hearts. And Nam Lee checks right behind him. And a 4th heart on the board now as the jack of hearts comes off. Mukul with the flush now has the best hand. Get running hearts to make a flush. He is reaching for chips, 245,000.
Nam has got to be hating that right now. Doesn't have a heart. Flop the top pair with the ace kicker. This is very frustrating. But can he get away from it? Yes, he does. Nice lay down.
Tough luck he lost that pot, but Mukul Pahuja, our chip leader, increases his chip lead.
We're just getting started here in San Jose at the Bay 101. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. Okay, the antes are up to 10,000 and the blinds are 30-60 at this point. Here we go. Garrett Greer out of Newport Beach, California. Looks down at an uneventful hand. We'll fold that. Now Shaun Suller from Hawaii has picked up a queen, jack of hearts. He likes it, he'll raise it. Makes it 150 to go. Dylan Wilkerson out.
James gonna go out as well.
Round 2, the chip leader, Mukul, and he's got a pair of 8s.
He's got that mid pair. What do you do with them? Guy raised in front of you, it's your turn. Do you re-raise? Do you just call and see a flop? Let's see what Mukul does.
Mukul making the call. Nam folds. The Hawaiian, Shaun Suller, very superstitious guy, picks up jacks as a jack 4-3 hits the board. Mukul checks. And Shaun will bet this, yes, 200,000.
Well, you expect a guy to make a continuation bet with that flop. So Mukul's gonna make the call here. And now 9 of hearts comes off. Now this gives Shaun top pair and a flush draw. Again, Mukul checks. Wow, surprisingly, Shaun checks that hand on the turn.
River cards are 4 pairing the board. Mukul's going to check.
You're now going to bet your jacks for sure. Feeling certain that they're good.
Yeah, he's betting 275.
And that's the way this hand was played. I don't see how Mukul can get away from 2-8s here. You just can't imagine your opponent is going to check top pair on the turn. And he's getting out calling chips. I don't blame him at all. I'd call too the way it was played. So Shaun Soler taking down that pot, much to the delight of local bounty Pat Lyons, who's here rooting for Shaun tonight.
Oh, we're not in church, huh? Come on, guys, get loud. What are we doing here?
A really fun kind of guy.
Yeah, he was a shooting star here.
All right, action's back on James Carroll. He quickly folds his hand. And now Mukul Pahuja has picked up a big hand. Pair of kings.
As long as I can still see him.
And he will raise with it. He makes it 125 to go.
Nam Lee right behind him. Ace-10 of spade going to make the call.
Garrett Greer.
Yes, I can remember when Nam was one of the young pups out here on tour. He's 33, the oldest player at this table.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, all folding behind him. So 2 decent hands. Kings versus ace-10 of spades, and the flop is a 5-4-3.
Action on Mukul. He is going to lead out and bet 175,000. Nam Lee with the 2 overcards, the backdoor flush draw, the gut shot straight draw, going to make the call.
And the turn card is an 8 of clubs.
And Mukul saying, well, he called me on the flop. Maybe he'll call me again.
Mukul going to bet again. With the overpair, 285,000. Namley's had enough. He'll fold the hand. So Mukul Pahuja from Coconut Creek, Florida, extends his chip lead right here tonight as 6 players remain.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With 0 tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
All right, a quick fold by Garrett and also Shaun Suller. And look at this, Dylan. Wilkerson has picked up the weapons of mass destruction. The pair of aces.
Well, that's shown great patience so far at this final table. This is what he's been waiting on. 2 bullets, and he fires out 130,000.
James Carroll behind him with a pair of 8s.
And he's got the mid pair, just going to call with him. Mukul Pahuja with the suited connectors out of the small blind is going to make the call. And look at this. Nam Lee going to join the party with the ace-10. We have 4-way action here.
What a party.
There you see Dylan's eyebrows raised up. You're hoping to play against 1 guy when you have a big pair, not necessarily 3.
Wow, what a pot brewing. And the flop is a 9-9 deuce. Checked by Mukul and Nam. Now Dylan. Oh, surprisingly, he's going to check that. And James Carroll going to get the chips out with the 8s. He thinks he might be in front. He is wrong, but that's a 240,000 bet. 2 folds now. Wilkerson.
Just going to call with the 2 aces.
Very interesting. We're going to go to the turn. It is a 7 of clubs. Doesn't change much.
Well, again, Dylan checking the aces. He's checking them. He's fearful that his opponent flopped 3 9s.
And James is going to bet again.
And he's really going to be fearful as his opponent fires out again on the turn. This time, 380,000.
And he's just going to call it.
Well, he's made the call again, so we're going to the river. Huge pot, over $1.8 million in this pot right now, and an ace on the river. Dylan Wilkerson has aces full. He is so happy right now. He is just hoping his opponent's got a 9 and will fire again.
Dylan is checked, trying to trap again. And James now with not much of a hand.
You think the caution lights would have to come on by now, Vince?
Yeah, he's going to check it. Save some money. Wow.
Oh, just okie dokie, ace is full. That's all his opponent's got.
We just sick of a show of 9, right? Yeah.
Too good if you showed 9. Yeah, right?
All right, we have a new chip leader now. It is Dylan Wilkerson. Yeah, we still have 6 players, and Dylan Wilkerson is the chip leader right now with over 7 million. Mukul now with 6.5 million. Action on Dylan. He's going to raise with his ace-9. Makes it 130 to go.
Well, this is the 3rd cash this season for Dylan. He's looking for a title tonight, though.
Everyone folding behind him, and now it's on Garrett Greer, who has a nice little pair of 10s.
All in.
And he's moved all in with him. I don't blame him.
The Hawaiian going out.
Like 1.2 something.
It's worth the 1.2?
Dylan, he will go away as well.
Dylan just got the chip lead. Doesn't want to blow back $1 million more there.
Garrett Greer taking down the pot. Garrett's made about 316,000 worldwide earnings.
Okay, there you see. Dylan Wilkerson out in front with about 7 million. Mukul Pahuja in 2nd place, 6.5 million. In 6th place right now. Very short on chips. Doesn't even have 10 times the big blind. Namely.
Okay, Mukul with a quick fold. Namely not playing. And Garrett Greer now with a pair of 8s. Quite a player. This time he's got another wired pair. How will he play it?
120.
Makes the men raise to 120 with the 2 8s.
Shaun going away. Dylan Wilkerson now with a pair of 9s.
Dylan Wilkerson, I think, has played the best out of anybody I've seen in this tournament so far. I feel like he personally has owned me this tournament. He's played pretty flawlessly, in my opinion.
Well, he could own you again right here. He's got you out-pipped. 2 9s versus 2 8s. Dylan's going to raise it to 305,000. Well, James Carroll in a big blind. A intriguing hand. I'm sure he'd like to see a flop with, but not when to spend 3-bet in front of him.
He's got King, Queen of Hearts. He's 27 years old from Massachusetts. He's going to fold this hand, though. So back around to Garrett.
All in.
And he's going to shove all in.
Garrett has to move all in.
Good luck.
He's gone all in and called here. Well, Garrett thrilled to make this TV final table because he finished 7th on the TV bubble last year at the LAPC. He finished 8th this season at Legends. He's come close. He's made it here, but now in dire straits with 2 8s against 2 9s.
Oh, boy, we got a good showdown here.
If the snowmen melt, Garrett Greer will be our 6th place finisher.
He is a big dog right now. Can Garrett get lucky? Here's the flop. Not there. Jack 6-4 hits.
He's going to have to hit an 8 or 2 runners to make a straight. Otherwise, Garrett Greer is going to be out in 6th place.
Big turn card for the chip leader, Dylan, and it's a 9 of diamonds. It's over.
Well, a 9 comes off. That means Garrett Greer is drawing dead. No card can come off or he'll win the pot. So that's going to do it for Garrett Greer. He's going to be our 6th place finisher.
That is right, Mike. Garrett Greer, he's been cashing a lot lately. A fine player from Newport Beach. He's going to go back to the beach, taking home $174,000. Over to talk to Matt Savage.
Garrett, I knew it was your goal to make a WPT final table, and you made it. Did it live up to expectations?
I mean, I'm very happy that I made the final table, but it hurts, man. You know, I came back and made nothing more than what I was guaranteed. You know, I've gotten an 8th, a 7th, and a 6th, so I guess bank on 5th next time, guys.
All right, congratulations, Garrett.
I appreciate it, man.
Lynn, back to you.
In crunch time here, the winner taking home over $1.25 million tonight. Action on Mukul Pahuja. He looks down at a Jack 10. He's going to open the pot here for $170,000.
Likes to play a lot of hands. He has raised now Nam Lee. On the short stack, he has an ace and a 10.
The extreme short stack, Vince. Well, I got 7 big blinds. He's just making the call here. Just can't believe he's not moving in with this hand.
Shaun going out, as does the chip leader, and James Carroll not going to play. So finally Nam in front here. Ace 10 versus Jack 10, and we are a flopping. And the flop is a great one for Nam Lee. Ace, ace, queen.
Now Mukul is going to check his gut shot straight draw.
No continuation bet. And now will Nam bet it, Or will he play it slow? Look at this. He's not betting the whole thing.
160,000 is the bet.
Talking about nursing a short stack.
Namli's on my left in the 1 seat. He's an extremely experienced player, so he's definitely going to be a threat. Hopefully, he's not able to double up and get a bigger stack.
Mukul's going to release that hand.
Mukul not going to double him up there. Well, you see Nam's brother, Alan, in the house here tonight. Vince, I can remember when Nam was a young pup out here on the tour. Tonight, at 33, the oldest player at the table.
But he's still around, kicking well. Great player, Nam Lee. But back to the felt. Quick fold by Shaun and Dylan. James Carroll with a nothing hand won't play. Now it's on to Mukul.
Yeah, Mukul's in the small blind here. Up against a short stack in the tournament. Looks down at ace-10.
This time he gets the ace-10. He's only got to beat Nam. That's not that easy to do usually.
Well, he's just going to set him all in, Vince.
Let's see if Nam has a calling hand. Jack-10. This is the same hand in reverse they had last hand. And Nam wisely folds the hand. Mukul will take that one. Nam Lee on the extreme short stack at this point. He's got to have a big comeback if he wants to take home his second WPT title. 5 players playing for a title tonight at over 1.2 million. Let's go down to the felt. Dylan Wilkerson, our chip leader at this point, looks at an ace-5.
Keeping me honest.
He's going to raise it up under the gun here.
And now James Carroll right behind him. Quick fold by him. Mukul out. And Nam Lee will not play. Around to the Hawaiian. Shaun Suller. He's got king-10. He likes his hand. He's going to call.
He's in the big blind, so he's got money invested. Opts to take a flop, and here it comes. Well, Jack-10-4, so Shaun moves out in front. With the 2 10s, he's going to check.
And now Dylan with no continuation bet going to check as well.
Oh, good feel by Dylan there that his opponent might have hit a jack or a 10 there.
6 on the turn. Here comes the Hawaiian. He's made 2 final tables, this Shaun Soler. He's going to bet 250,000. And Dylan wants no piece of that, so Shaun Suller, a former insurance professional.
We're gonna have laryngitis before we're done here. No more voice. We're buying drinks for the staff over there. Come on, this is too much fun.
And there is the life of the party. That's Pat Lyons.
Yeah, he was actually a bounty in this event himself, Vince.
Finished 33rd, and he's having a good time here tonight. The rest of this table is pretty quiet.
A very serious, intense mode tonight, Vince, and why not? They are playing for serious money tonight.
Right now, Nam Lee in a serious position. He's got ace-3 on the short stack. Looks like he is ready to play. Yes, he's going to fire all in.
Well, Vince, you have to. He's only got like 7 big blinds left.
Shaun out. Dylan out, and now James Carroll will make this call with the 5s, though. So Nam getting action, and he's a dog at this point.
James very happy to see Nam's hand there. The ace-3. Only the ace has the overcard.
Crowd on its feet. Nam Lee, just a shell of himself tonight because he just doesn't have any chips.
In prayer mode, as you can see, knows he must win this pot to stay alive, to win this tournament for a second time.
Not lucky on the flop for Nam as a queen, jack, deuce hits.
Well, Nam needs to hit an ace, 2 runners to make a straight, 2 diamonds to make a flush, but needs help. No doubt about it.
Here comes the turn card. Will it help? No. A deuce pairs the board.
Now, once again, down to the river, Nam must catch an ace to survive. An ace on the river. Can he do it?
Can Nam get lucky? No, it's a 10 of clubs on the river. Wrap it up for our WPT champion, Nam Lee.
The ever-classy Nam Lee out tonight in 5th place.
Nam Lee, a WPT champion, bites the dust here at Bay 101. Going to take home $225,000. He's going over to talk to Executive Tournament Director Matt Savage.
Nam, you never really got anything going tonight. Does it feel good to be back at the final table on the WPT?
Oh yeah, I mean, it definitely does. Anytime you're here playing for a lot of money. It sucks not to win, but you can't really complain. Either way, you make a good amount of money.
Well, you were the crowd favorite tonight, and we're happy to have you back in San Jose.
Oh yeah, anytime.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, there you see what they're playing for. Winner tonight taking over $1.25 million. The next guy out gets $320,000, so big payday for all these guys.
Yeah, the Andes are 10,000 and the blinds are 40 and 80. Let's go to the felt. A quick fold by James Carroll. And now Mukul Pahuja.
Now, Mukul just having a phenomenal poker year. He's going to raise it here to $200,000.
Shaun Suller from Hawaii goes out. And now Dylan Wilkerson with an ace-5. He will call.
So we're going to see a flop here between the two chip leaders. Now flop is Jack 3 deuce. Dylan has flopped the gut shot straight draw. He's going to check. Mukul has no hand, no draw. Is going to bet. Just trying to pick it up, makes it $150,000. But gets called by Dylan. Oh, and a king comes off now. Great card for Mukul. He now has the lead with 2 kings.
Dylan checks it again.
So Mukul, who was bluffing on the flop, now is value betting the kings here. $380,000.
Into Dylan. Dylan's from San Francisco, 29 years old. But what is he doing? He's getting the plaques out, it appears.
That's going to be a raise here, Vince. He is going to check raise with just a gut shot straight draw. Boom.
Yep, total of $850 to go. Mukul, though, with kings, is not going anywhere.
Mukul's brother's in the house here. Vinny, phenomenal poker player himself. There you see him, rooting on Mukul tonight.
And we are going down to the river. Dylan has to be disappointed with that call he gets, but then he hits the ace.
Well, incredible luck for Dylan here. Check raised on the bluff, got picked off. Now he's got a hand he can check down. The 2 aces. Mukul happy to check him, but he's not going to be happy when he sees this hand of Dylan's. Look at him.
Oh, boy. Watch the pain.
I'll tell you, the financial analyst just feels like the cash register rang out and bonked him in the head right there on that river card. Wow.
Boil a pot of coffee on his head right now. That hurts.
The man from San Mateo, California, not far from San Jose. Well out in front now.
All right, on to the next hand. Action on Shaun Suller from Hawaii. He's very superstitious. He saw a shooting star before he got on the plane to come here. He said, that's going to help me. It's going to bring me luck. It's my destiny to win this event.
And I certainly got a good shot at it. Here he looks down at the queen 10. He's going to limp in under the gun. Just make the call.
Now it's on Dylan. He's going to fold. And James Carroll also going out.
Check.
And Mukul with the 8-3 of clubs. Happy to see a flop. So here we go.
Well, the flop is an ace-9-5. No help to either player.
Mukul is checked, and here comes Shaun. Gonna fire at the pot, $125,000. Mukul saying to himself, hey, this guy didn't raise before the flop. I don't think he's got an ace. I'm gonna raise him here.
Wow.
Mukul, aggressive. He was laying down the hammer when he got all the chips yesterday and just was smashing.
He makes it 310 to the Hawaiian, but look at this. Shaun's not going anywhere. He's making this call.
He's just floating here, Vince. Gonna try to steal the pot on a later street. 7 comes up.
Sometimes you try to float and you drown.
Well, the problem with floating here is the guy in front of you could fire out at the pot like he's doing now, and your float just goes to the bottom of the river.
Bingo, bango. That's what he did. 550 bet, and Shaun Suller says goodnight.
What a play there by Mukul Pahuja. Just to analyze things, didn't put his opponent on an ace, kept firing, had the heart to fire a check raise and then another big shell. Bombed him out of there by betting.
Back to the action on Shaun again. Takes a breather. And now Dylan, our chip leader, 29-year-old poker pro. He's got ace-4. He will raise to 175. James Carroll out.
James not to call with the king-8 of hearts, but Mukul is going to see a flop with the 10-9.
Well, the flop comes up king, 10-8. 3 diamonds.
Mukul has the best hand with 2 10s, but it's a hand you're not going to like very much. You don't have a flush draw. There's an overcard out there. Your opponent raised before the flop. He's betting again. But Mukul is making the call with just 2 10s.
Going to the turn, 4 clubs.
Dylan does make bottom pair now. He's got 2 4s.
Mukul checks, and so does Dylan. Going to the river. And it means nothing. Deuce of hearts.
Let's see what Mukul will do with his 10s. He's going to check, and Dylan's just hoping the guy's got a straight draw or a flush draw. And the 2 4s might somehow be good, but they're not. As Mukul turns up the 2 10s and is going to take down the pot. And he is happy to pick one up off this guy.
The nice call by Mukul there. He's going to raise with his ace-deuce in this hand. By the way, the blinds have gone up to 50 and 100. Antes are 15. Shaun out, Dylan out as well. James Carroll going to make this call with ace-7.
So here comes the flop. Let's come ace-8-6, all hearts. Both players have aces, as you can see. James not only has him out kicked, he also has the flush draw, but Mukul is going to make the bet with the 2 aces, 300,000.
Raised before the flop, and he's betting now. But James Carroll, not going anywhere, makes this call. Going to the turn. And it's another heart. Look at this, king of hearts.
4 hearts on the board now. Again, James checks, even though he has a flush. Fearful his opponent's got the queen or jack hearts in his hand, maybe.
And look at the heart that Mukul has, betting with no heart. Just sticks it in there, 375.
I bet he doesn't have any hearts on his cards, but I can tell you, he's got heart where it counts when it comes to playing this game.
Yep. A lot of creativity there. And James, though, with a nice solid call. As we go to the river, that's got to be discouraging if you're Mukul, but another heart hits the board.
James' 7 of hearts is going to play.
Check.
James checked and Mukul checking.
Well, Mukul playing the board, but not good enough. The 7 of hearts plays. James Carroll taking down that pot.
Yep, the 27-year-old James Carroll, a top online poker professional. He has won millions at the game, playing good here in this tournament.
You know, James's hobbies are golf and basketball. He likes to play a lot of online poker, so he's moved between Mexico, Canada, Prague, and Amsterdam. Moved to all those places to play online poker, just checking out the environment.
Okay, on to this hand. Look at this. Mr. Honolulu, Shaun Suller picking up 9s, will make the raise, goes to 200,000. But behind him, Dylan, who's the chip leader at this point, he's going to pop it.
He's going to 3-bet here with the ace-5, makes it 475,000 to go.
James and Mukul both go away. Shaun Suller.
He's going to make the call and look at a flop here.
So ace-5 versus 9s. Here we go with the first 3. And the flop is a 9-5 king. 3 of a kind for Shaun.
Dream flop for him. He checks it.
He ain't going to try to trap.
Well, Dylan's got the 2 5s. He's going to bet 400,000. Those plaques worth 100,000 each.
Shaun is full of energy. He's creative, and he loves the game. You can tell he has a passion when he's playing.
Oh, Shaun taking his time, and here it comes. Going to make it $1 million to go.
So the gig is probably up for Dylan here.
Dylan with just 5s at this point.
All in.
Call.
Wow. Vince, he's going all in here, and a snap call by Shaun. Dylan drawing virtually dead here.
How about a 5? How about a 5? It's your poker in the house.
Doesn't get much easier than this if you're sitting in Shaun's seat, Vince. You can't have your opponent dominated better than this with 2 cards to go.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty good. I think I'm looking pretty good.
I just can't believe that Dylan, who has played so well, so long, has just blanked out here. He just was convinced that this guy is just a shyster. And this time, Shaun has the goods. His opponent drawing dead after the jack hits on the turn. Shaun Soler gonna double up.
The surf is going up here. The Hawaiian loves that. He's the chip leader.
Well, Shaun Soler went from last to first, Vince.
I know.
They just flip-flopped positions.
It did.
In terms of chip count right there. And his chip stack just exploded like a volcano in Hawaii, Vince.
Right. Back to the felt we go. Dylan Wilkerson taking a big hit in that last hand. This time has ace-10.
Well, in a 4-handed poker game, you're going to raise it up with this hand. Most all the time, Dylan doing it here makes it $225,000 to go.
James Carroll, the online specialist with a pair of 5s, just calling.
Yeah, he just calls with all his pairs.
And now Mukul with an ace-9.
Oh, look at this, Vince. He is getting out raising chips. He is going to 3-bet here to $700,000 with the ace-9. Going to squeeze, as we say. First guy raised, second guy called. Then you put the hammer down. If you're the next guy to go, that's what Mukul is doing here.
Yep, the Hawaiian Shaun gets out of their way. And back on Dylan.
Now, the ace-10 shrinks up when somebody calls behind you. Another guy hammers it.
Dylan goes out, as does James.
A nice 3-bet there by Mukul. Pahuja wins him the pot. And both players had a better hand than he did, Vince.
Yeah, look at him. He's so intense. And yet he says he's very happy-go-lucky. Normally, he's always joking around. But he wants his title here tonight.
He's going to be very happy when he sees that hand.
All right, James Carroll with the big ace-queen of diamonds makes it $225 to go. Mukul goes out. And now Shaun with a decent king-queen sticks around, makes this call. Dylan with a 10-8 won't play. So ace-queen versus king-queen.
Here comes the flop. Well, 10-9-6. So Shaun does flop a gut shot straight draw. Well, he's going to lead out and bet $275,000 into the pre-flop raiser. And James, who has nothing, it's a backdoor flush draw, but he says, look, I raised before the flop. I should get more respect than that. Let me raise you back, my friend.
Yeah, he's got game. Makes it $650 to go with his ace-queen of diamonds. The online specialist, James Carroll, with a move right now, and he's going to get Shaun to fold his hand.
Now Shaun's got to work on his poker face a little, Vince. He just sort of grimaced there. As soon as that got raised, so much for the gut shot draw. Out he goes. Nice play there by James Carroll. Vince, we are seeing some bold play by all these players. Everybody at the table making moves now and then.
Yes. Mukul, the chip leader with close to $7 million in chips. Shaun Suller from Hawaii, now with about 5-7.
Well, Mukul came to this final table as chip leader. He has regained it.
It's on him this time. He's got ace-jack.
Certainly going to raise with this in a 4-handed game. He does it. Makes it $225,000 to go.
Yep, the Hawaiian steps out of the water. And now Wilkerson making a call with queen-jack of diamonds.
Well, you like to see flops with that hand, that's for sure. James Carroll going out.
Ace-jack versus queen-jack, and the flop will be a jack-6 deuce. Both hit jacks.
Yeah, this could spell trouble here for Dylan. He has top pair, but he's out-kicked.
Dylan checks. Mukul's betting 175. And Dylan now, oh boy. Plaques are coming.
He is check raising, Vince, to $425,000.
And now on Mukul. Got top pair, best kicker. Oh boy, Mukul's gonna re-raise.
Makes it $750,000 to go. Now, if you're in Dylan's seat, you are not liking it. But you're saying to yourself, I just can't let this guy outplay me every hand. I've got top pair here. I'm calling.
What a pop between these two, and an ace hits on the turn, makes aces and jacks for Mukul.
Well, he actually licked his lips over that one, Vince. Very happy to see that card.
Wilkerson checks. Oh boy, Mukul's gonna abuse him here. Big bet, 685.
Well, you weren't crazy about your jacks before when the guy 4-bet you. And now when an ace comes off, makes things worse.
Going the wrong way for Dylan Wilkerson from San Francisco. Had the chip lead, imploded a couple hands ago, and now it's just getting worse and worse.
But sure they're going to get worse if he calls here because he's drawing completely dead, has no win.
Yeah, he finally lets it go.
So Mukul Pahuja picking up that pot. Came to this final table as chip leader, lost it for a period of time. He is back on top once again.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
4 players battle for this championship. Back to the felt we go. Action on Dylan Wilkerson.
And he's going out. James out as well, so a battle of the blinds here.
And chip leader Mukul picking up a real hand. Pair of 8s.
Gonna raise with those, certainly. Makes it 275,000 to go on a snap call here by Shaun with the ace high.
Yep, he's from Hawaii. He's only been playing poker for 3 years. Amazing. And the flop is a queen 10-3.
So 2 overcards above the 8s for Mukul, so he checks. Shaun checking right behind him, though.
Check, check. 4 spades on the turn.
Well, again, Mukul checks the 2 8s. And again, Shaun checks the ace high, just hoping to check down the ace high. Maybe it's good. Now the board pairs 3s. Now Mukul's going to try to get a value bet in here. There's no way my opponent's got a queen or a 10. They'd have been betting by now. And this is going to be a curiosity call, perhaps.
This is one of those curiosity calls.
Reading my mind there.
It says 9 deuce when I have 8, not ace high.
He does make the call with the ace high. Is not going to like it as Mukul wins the pot with 8s and 3s.
Yeah.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity killed the Hawaiian, you mean? Loses a nice one. Mukul extends the chip lead. All right. Back to the game we go. Action on Dylan Wilkerson. Quick fold by him. The wheels have come off of his game.
James is going to raise here with a 7-6 on the button. Mukul goes out. And Shaun going to make the call with the queen 10 out of the big blind.
They both give each other smiles as we see the flop. It's a king 10-8.
Well, Shaun is going to check 2 10s here. Giving respect to the pre-flop raiser, but James checks right behind him with the gut shot straight draw and hits the straight on the turn.
Oh my.
But then Shaun's got to think the 2 10s are the best hand here. And he is going to bet 275,000. That quickly called by James, and a deuce of clubs on the river changes nothing. Shaun now going to check the 2 10s.
There is 3 diamonds out there, but you got to feel pretty safe. Your straight's good here, of course.
He's making a healthy bet, man. 750,000.
Yeah, Shaun with 10s. In a quagmire here.
Well, he just made a curiosity call the last hand that cost him. He's doing it again, and it's going to cost him again.
Oh, it's straight.
Well, he thought he won the pot, Vince. He didn't see the straight there.
Nice hand.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Put your hat on backwards. Oh, he's saying to himself, it's so much easier in Hawaii. James Carroll in second place with 6.2 million. Shaun 3.7, and as you can see, Dylan bringing up the rear right now with 2.4.
Mukul Pahuja, 9.1 million.
So he is in a healthy chip position to win his first WPT title. Second final table, also had an 8th place finish, but he is looking for number 1 tonight.
Well, the antes are going up to 20,000. Blind 60 and 120. All right, a couple folds around to Dylan, who looks at just a 9-6 offsuit. But he has chosen to call. He will splash around and speculate, and James Carroll with the king 4 says, let's go.
Yep, he's happy to see a flop as well, and here it comes. Oh, what a flop. 6-4-4. James has flopped 3 4s. Dylan has flopped 6s up. This could spell trouble for him. He's going to check the 6s up. And look at this. No slow playing here by James. He fires right out 160,000 with the 3 4s.
He's got to be delighted. He's getting action. He gets a call by Wilkerson. Turn card. It's another 6.
Just like that, Dylan has the top full house. He now has the best hand. All of a sudden, your 3 4s just shrunk up into oblivion. Dylan wisely checking 6s full, but James even smarter to check 4s full right behind him.
Smells a rat. King on the river.
This gives James 4s full of kings. So in case the outside chance that Dylan had a 4 in his hand, he would be beat now.
Oh boy. Dylan Wilkerson putting in a nice bet of 300,000.
I just call.
And Carroll wisely says, I just call. He feels it happened to him. He is correct.
He got out for the minimum there, Vince, as it turns out. But still, you're just sick your opponent hit a 2-outer on the turn to knock you out of this pot.
That's pretty gross.
He can get ugly here at the poker table. That's what happened to James Carroll right now. 4 players going after this title here tonight. Dylan Wilkerson from the Bay Area, San Francisco, a local. He's got a nice hand, ace-queen. This time he's going to raise to 250. James Carroll out. And now Mukul with a queen 9.
Mukul Pahuja has become what we call boss at the poker table. He's been 3-betting. He's the most aggressive, and now that he's got the chip lead, they better duck. Well, here comes the raise right here. The 3-bet to 650,000.
Shaun out. And Dylan Wilkerson.
On.
There you go.
Well, that's what I think you have to do in that spot with this chip count.
Yeah.
He pulled the trigger, he moved it in, and he's picking up the pot because of it.
Yep, to the discomfort of Vinny Pahuja. That is Mukul's brother, of course. Right back at him this time. Action on Dylan, a poker professional. He's got a 10-4. He has to fold.
Over and out for him. James is going to raise it up here with an ace-9 on the button.
Yeah, he makes it 250 to go, and now Mukul has it ace-5. He's getting out raising chips. Yes.
He is going 3-bet crazy right now, Vince. Every hand, he is re-raising.
And look at this. The Hawaiian has picked up the hula girls, the pair of queens.
Well, it's 685,000 to call.
What a time to get him. And there's another re-raise.
Well, there's the 4-bet to 1.5 million.
Online specialist James has to fold his hand. Mukul says no mas. So the Hawaiian, only been playing poker for 3 years, Shaun Suller taking down a good one.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Now Dylan going to raise it up with a 10-9 on the button here.
Yep, has the button, likes his position. James out.
Mukul with the same hand exactly. Going to make the call here.
Yep, he's in the big blind.
Be interesting to see how this plays out. This pot will go to the more aggressive bettor.
Flop is Jack 6-3, helps neither player.
Mukul checks. And Dylan does not make the continuation bet here. Now a queen comes off. Both players with the open-end straight draw. Mukul has checked again. And now Dylan with the straight draw is going to bet this time 250,000. But look at this, Vince. The power of chips. It's going to be a check raise by Mukul here. They have the same hand.
Wow, he goes to 650, and this is going to apply a lot of pressure back on Dylan.
Well, there's a short stack, Vince. He just can't afford.
Can't do it.
To draw to a hand. has to give it up, kicks himself for betting now. But give credit to Mukul Pahuja, Vince. Just 3-betting like mad right now and winning most of the pots he does. Not necessarily having the best hand either.
From Honolulu, will fold his hand.
Both players have a 10-6. Him and Dylan both fold. Over to James in the small blind. He has the not-so-pretty queen-deuce offsuit. Has the chip leader sitting behind him, so he's just going to call here.
And Mukul with the king-5 of hearts.
Well, as aggressive as Mukul has been, almost surprised he didn't raise with that hand, but just content to see a flop this time. And here it comes. Well, Jack 6-3 rainbow, no help for either player. Now James is going to check.
Mukul, I think, is the best player left. He's very solid. He has fantastic results lately and super aggressive.
Well, he is right about that. Mukul going to bet here after his opponent check. Bets 150,000, but look at this. James just calls with nothing. No hand, no draw. Now the board pairs threes. And all of a sudden, James is going to go into betting mode here with nothing.
Wow, 375 is trying to take the play away from Mukul.
But look at this, a snap call by Mukul here.
Mukul feels it.
Wow, with the king high.
Wouldn't this be amazing? River card is going to be a 4.
Well, even if James had a straight draw of any kind, the worst he would now have would be 4s up.
Well, he's going to bet. He's got queen high. He's going to stick out a big bet, 780.
Well, take your hat off to the guy, Vince. No matter what happens in this hand, he is trying to win this pot. Been very passive so far at this final table, but bold action here. Mukul finally ejects the king-5. James Carroll taking down that pot and earning it, Vince.
Very shrewdly played by the online specialist, James Carroll from Massachusetts. Beautifully playing that hand. All right, on to the next one. Shaun this time.
Well, he's under the gun with the queen 10. He's going to raise it up here. Makes it 250,000 to go.
Dylan out, and James Carroll going to just count his winnings for that last steal. Into Mukul. This time he has ace-4 of spades.
Well, we've seen him 3-betting with these kind of hands all night here, but he just got spanked playing a little cute with that last hand with the king-5.
Just going to call it.
Yeah, going to conservative mode here. This hand makes the call.
And the flop is a queen 9-6. Queens for Shaun, 4 flush for Mukul.
Well, we can see a lot of fireworks here, Vince.
Mukul checks. 325 been bet by Shaun.
Shaun has top pair. Mukul with the nut flush draw. This should be the check raise, but it's not. It's the check call with the nut flush draw by an aggressive player.
No spade there as a jack hits. Mukul's going to check.
Well, Shaun has the open-end straight draw as well as top pair now. Not slowing down, betting 600,000 here. And so much for the nut flush draw. Mukul just quickly throws it away like it was nothing.
Yep, and there's the Mukul group right there. Shaun Suller going to take that one. Lines of 60 and 120.
All right, action's going to be on Dylan Wilkerson.
Quick fold by him. Now James Carroll with the button.
Yeah, James going to raise it to 250,000.
Mukul going out. And Shaun Soler now with an ace-5 of spades. He likes his hand. He'll repop.
He's going to 3-bet it to 475. And look at this, Vince. Without even blinking, James Carroll is going to 4-bet this with just a 6-5 to over $1 million. Well, he obviously picked up something on Shaun. Maybe because he made a weak 3-bet. He didn't have that much, just trying to pick up the pot. Maybe it was some facial expression or some action, but you just sense that James has a tail on this guy because he just 3-bet with a 6-5 or 4-bet.
Wow.
To over $1 million and takes down the pot.
Well played by James Carroll. And the antes are up to 25,000. Blinds 75 and 150. Shaun Suller The Hawaiian with the baseball jersey on. It's going to fold his hand.
Dylan Wilkerson looks at the Jack-4 offsuit. Not too attractive. Lays it down. So it's a battle of the blinds between James and Mukul.
And James going to raise with his ace-7. Makes it 375 to go.
Well, pretty standard play that most players would make.
Mukul with a pair of 5s here.
The question is, does Mukul come back over the top with a small pair? Answer is no. He's just going to make the call and look at a flop.
Yeah, he's definitely changing gears, playing more passive now. Early on, with any hand, he'd come over the top, but he's mixing it up beautifully. And here's the flop. It's a king 3-3.
Now 2 clubs. Here comes the continuation bet by James. 350,000. And Mukul going nowhere with the 2 5s. Quickly makes the call. But James doesn't like that. Now a 7 comes off. So he's got to like that a little bit. At least it gives him 7s up. But you're fearful your opponent's got a king or a 3 when they call you on the flop. Now it goes check, check. And now a 9 comes off. So because Mukul checked on the turn, James thinks the 7s are the best hand here. The 7s and 3s. He's going to get a little value bet in at 675,000. And what do you do now with the 2 5s if you're Mukul?
Wow. Is Mukul going to pay him off? He's thinking about it. Pretty nice pot, and he is going to pay him off.
James lays down the 7s up, going to take down the pot. Mukul kicking himself for not raising before the flop or on the flop.
Yeah, he is completely discouraged.
Well, Vest, with that pot, all 4 of these players have had the lead at one time or another at this final table.
And things are starting to go James Carroll's way. 27 years old, online champion. Looking good here in this live tournament game.
The guy started with just $2 million in chips.
Yeah.
Now he's up to over $7.5 million in chips. This guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with, no doubt about it.
Oh, you got to respect the value bet on the end. Very impressive. He's the chip leader right now, but all 4 of these guys are great players. 3 of them are up for the Player of the Year. This is very exciting. Back to you, Lynn.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description, use the code YT11 on deposit, and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
So let's see, winner's going to take home over $1.2 million.
Well, the first guy out with these 4 lefts is going to get over $320,000. So huge payday for all these guys. They are loving it at the Bay 101 this week.
Action on Shaun Suller. Only been playing poker for 3 years. Pretty incredible. He's got queen 9 of clubs. And he's going to make it 300,000 to go.
Now Dylan goes out. James Carroll with the king deuce is going to raise, Vince. 975,000.
He has opened up his game, that's for sure.
He played so conservative early on at this final table. He's taking the chip lead. He's a new man.
Mukul's out. Shaun Soler. Hawaiian, a superstitious kind of guy. He's going to fold.
Hard to call a big re-raise with a queen 9. He's got to go away. James Carroll taking charge right now.
He's on his way, but right now, action on Dylan. Former chip leader. He's going to fold, as does James Carroll, and now Mukul with just an 8 deuce of spades.
Yeah, certainly not much of a hand, but because he's got more chips than Shaun, maybe he'd try to boss him around a little bit.
Yeah, makes it 400,000, but a quick call by Shaun with queen 7 of hearts.
Now flop is ace, ace 4. No help to either player, but Mukul going to make the continuation bet, put a lot of pressure on Shaun here.
And it's going to work. Shaun has to go out. And Mukul's an interesting guy. He says he's usually happy-go-lucky. He likes the kid guys at the table, have fun.
And have a little bit more energy if you're ones to watch.
Now there is Aaron Massey, one of our ones to watch, season 12.
Yeah, right now he's watching this final from the rail, wishing he was sitting there at the table like the rest of us, as these 4 guys fighting it out for this title and the $1.25 million that goes with it.
Around we go. We started this event with 718 entries. Dylan this time with ace high. Looking around, doesn't feel it. He's going to let that one go.
Over to James, he's out as well. Over to Mukul.
9-10, he's taking his time. He's only got to beat Shaun now.
On.
He's going to go all in with it.
He's just going to try to put pressure on Shaun.
Call.
Shaun looks down at the two deuces and quickly calls.
Yeah, 2 overs. Yeah.
Well, Mukul was just splashing around, thought he could power him out. Not to be. Now we got a race. Here we go. Deuces up against 9-10.
I'm not in favor of a guy calling his money off with two deuces. One thing to bet it, another thing to call it, but so far so good for him.
King 7-4, so Shaun out in front.
The duck's still quacking. Well, the queen comes off. So now Mukul needs a 9-10 or a jack to win the pot. Anything else, and Shaun Soler will double up.
If that big card comes from Mukul, Shaun will be out of here. Back to Hawaii. And the last card is a 6.
Well, the ducks are quacking for Shaun Suller. He has doubled up.
Deuces.
Well, obviously he's wearing the jersey with 2 2s on it, so it must be lucky for him. That's why he played the deuces. I can't imagine any other reason you would play him, Vince. No hand you're going to be favored over.
So Shaun from Hawaii gives Mukul the old Hawaiian punch. And Shaun Suller folds his hand. Dylan now.
On.
He is going to go all in with an ace-7.
Over to James, looks down to the king 3. He's going to get rid of it.
Call.
And now Mukul with a big hand, ace-king of clubs.
Well, has his opponent dominated. Great spot for Mukul here to pick up more chips than he lost in that last pot to Shaun. Dylan Wilkerson's tournament life on the line. Knows he has to get very lucky to stay alive.
And here is the flop. It is a 9-9-5.
Let's start. Not the worst. Possible split pot. For you.
Dylan Wilkerson led this tournament for a long period of time, but right now in a lot of trouble. Here comes the turn card, Jack of Diamonds. No help for Dylan.
So it'll be a split pot if a jack or a 5 comes off. Dylan needs a 7 to win the pot.
Mukul with a big chance to knock out his opponent right here, right now. Let's take a look. It's a 7.
It is a 7. Wow. A lightning 7 on the river. Horrible luck for Mukul right there.
But now he's going to be circling the drain right now on the morphine drip.
Let's go to the felt. Dylan Wilkerson now with a pair of 8s. He's worked his way back to about 6 million in chips. He's going to raise this to 400,000. James out.
Mukul out as well, but Shaun will be going nowhere with the king 10 of hearts in the big blind. He calls the raise, going to see a flop.
Got some more chips now, huh?
Yes, he does.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Here come the first 3.
Queen 9-5 flop. Shaun with the gut shot straight draw is going to check. Dylan with the best hand at the moment, 2 8s. He's going to bet.
No free cards, betting 350. Shaun will stick around and pray.
He's going to make the call.
To 4th Street we go.
A 10 of spade comes off, so Shaun now makes 2 10s, has the best hand, but scared of that board.
He checks it. Dylan checking behind him. Down to the river, it's a jack of spades.
Well, both players have made a straight. Shaun the high straight, Dylan the low straight, but 4 spades on the board. Doesn't seem to scare Shaun. He leads out for 400,000. Now Dylan's saying, what's this guy got? Does he really have a spade? If he doesn't, my straight might be good. Maybe he's just bluffing.
Tough to call this without a spade, though.
Call.
But he is going to make the call.
Straight.
His opponent shows him a king-eye straight and is going to win the pot.
Dylan's got to be confused by that.
Well, there you go.
Oh, look at that's the Hawaiian sign.
It's aloha, aloha, aloha. There we go. There we go. There we go.
A lot of Hawaii in here tonight. They like this guy, Shaun Suller. Only been playing poker for a few years. got on the plane, saw a shooting star, Mike, before. He said, that's my destiny. I'm going to win this tournament. Now look at this. Mukul Pahuja has gone all in. He's on the short stack with Queen 8. He's been whittled away.
Now Shaun's got ace deuce. He is running good.
Yep, he's going to make this call.
He's just going to try to eliminate Mukul right here, right now.
Everybody else out, so they show their hands.
Mukul certainly due for a break after that horrid beat he took a minute ago. Let's see if he can get one here.
I agree.
He said he likes to spend time at home with the wife and the dog. That's where he'll be going if he doesn't get lucky.
Well, there's a dog right now, but here come the first 3 cards. It's a Queen Jack 8. He's flopped 2 pair, and he's well out in front. He's got to like that.
Well, a massive favorite now, about 19-1 to win this pot.
Oh, yeah, the Mukul fans loving it. His brothers going to the turn card. 3 of hearts. That's going to wrap it up. And Mukul needed a little luck.
Well, he got some there as he doubles up to stay alive. His contingent very happy about that.
So 4 players sticking around. James Carroll, a great online professional player, out in front with 9 million. Shaun from Hawaii, 6.3.
3 out of these 4 players in strong contention to become the WPT Player of the Year. Whoever wins this tournament, other than James Carroll, will take the lead in the Player of the Year status.
Okay, onto this hand, Shaun folding. And now Dylan will raise with a Queen 10.
Yeah, Dylan finished second in the Falls View tournament in Canada earlier this season. It's his 3rd cash this season.
James mucks the pair of deuces, kind of surprising. But Mukul with an ace queen, he's pushed all in.
Call.
And Dylan's going to call it.
So Mukul has him dominated again. This time it's ace queen versus Queen 10. I think surely Mukul can't lose another pot where he's got his opponent dominated.
I don't know.
Can he?
One more break, huh? One more break.
The flop.
Ace, king, jack. Dylan Wilkerson has flopped the best hand possible right now. Well, even Dylan's sort of apologetic. He knows how much he's outdrawn this guy. He took ace 7, he beat ace king on the river. Now he's taking Queen 10.
Spade and everything.
Against ace queen and outflopped him.
I might get this shot. 10 of diamonds.
8 on the turn. Mukul in a heap of trouble.
I'll tell you, that's like a left and a right from Tyson in his prime right there.
Coming up, Mike. No, 7 of hearts.
Well, that is just horrid luck right there for Mukul Pahuja. Vince, I don't remember seeing anybody take consecutive bad beats with 4 players left like this guy did.
Pretty rough. Mukul going to take home $320,000. He's a great player. He's punchy right now. Over to talk to Matt Savage.
Amazing run this week. Obviously, you're in a very good position for Player of the Year. How motivated are you to win that for this season?
I'm very motivated to win the Player of the Year. I mean, one of these 2 guys, I believe, might be able to overtake me or tie me, so now I have my work cut out for me. I'm rooting for James, obviously, but, you know, I'm going to play pretty much every event between now and the championship. Hopefully get after it.
Well, obviously, a great week. More money to the bankroll. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With 0 tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Action on James. He quickly folds, and now Shaun Suller with a pair of 6s. Gonna make it 500,000 to go.
1.15.
Now Dylan has re-raised this pot, 3-bet it to 1.1 million. Now if you're Shaun, you're saying to yourself, do I really want to go up against this abracadabra man? This guy's a walking luck box. Is that who I really want to try to fade here?
Well, he's made the call. Here we go. 6s versus Queen 8, and the flop is a King Jack Deuce.
Well, Shaun's going to check the 2 6s, but I can assure you with the flush draw and just a Queen 8, Dylan is going to be betting.
Yep, 1.2 million.
1.2 million.
It's hard to fade that board with just 2 sixes, so Shaun gives it up.
Thanks.
Great time to get him three-handed into late stretch in a WPT event. There's the raise.
Well, that's the men raise because blinds are 1 in 200,000.
James quickly folds. Shaun's going to call with just a 7-4.
Loosely calling here with a 7-4, in my opinion, out of position.
And the flop is a 10-8-6 all hearts.
Well, notice Shaun has a two-way straight draw and a flush draw. He's going to lead out and bet. Unfortunately for him, Dylan's got an overpair and a bigger flush draw.
475. And Dylan just calling. Going to the turn. It's a 4, which gives Shaun a pair of 4s as well.
And he's going to check now. Just like to draw with this hand for free, but Dylan's not going to have any of that. He's going to make a healthy bet here. 850,000. Shaun not happy with that development. If he knew for sure his flush draw was good, he'd probably call here with two-way straight draw and a pair of 4s, but it's tough to put your money in on a draw.
Time to get real. And he finally does the right thing, folds the hand, and Dylan will take that.
Rabbit hunt that one.
And he wants to rabbit hunt. Take a look at the last card for free, and it's an 8. So yes, Shaun, you made
Gotta follow your heart.
a good decision. Not calling.
Heart. No pun intended.
Blinds are 1 in 200, and he's a 25. James Carroll, first to play here with an ace-10, makes it 400,000. Shaun with queen jack makes the quick call.
And not even Dylan can play this hand, I don't think. Throws the 7 deuce away.
Queen jack versus ace-10. And the flop is a king 4 deuce.
Well, no help to either player. And it goes check, check. Well, now a jack comes off. This gives Shaun the best hand with 2 jacks. He is going to check. Well, James didn't make the continuation bet on the flop. Now he bets here on the turn with a gut shot straight draw when he's beat.
Shaun kind of feels it, makes the call. He's in front. Down to the river we go. And it's a queen. Oh my, look at that card.
Oh my is right, because Shaun has made 2 pair, but his opponent has made the nut straight, the ace high straight.
Shaun's going to check. And of course, James with the nuts bets 1,375,000. And this, got to pay this off, that's for sure.
This, he is going to raise here, it looks like.
Raise?
Oh no. Oh no.
Raise.
Well, you're not going to really get called unless you're beat.
I raise all in.
Oh.
Call.
All in and called. Shaun had a great week, but blanked out just a little on that last hand, I think.
He has the nut straight.
Boom.
Shaun Soler with queen jack.
And that's going to do it for Shaun Soler, the Hawaiian Aloha out in
Wow, that was a cooler. That was a cooler.
Cowabunga for Shaun, taking home 477,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
4th at 5 diamond, 3rd here. We seem to be going in the right direction.
I think so. We shot for the stars today. Gave it a good run. It was a valiant effort, what can I say?
Here we go. Heads up battle about to begin.
James Carroll starting out with 12 million in chips. Dylan Wilkerson starting with 9.5 million.
And the antes are 25,000, and the blinds are going up to 125, 250. Let's go. Action on James Carroll. He's from Massachusetts, 27-year-old online specialist, and he has made it a $500,000 to go.
1.35.
Dylan, though, with a pair of 10s right behind him.
Dylan, 3 betting here to 1.35 million with 2 10s. And James is going to call him. He's going to see a flop before he gives this up.
Big pot in hand number 1 of the heads up battle. Here we go.
Oh, a 10 right in the door.
Whoa.
3 10s for Dylan.
James hitting queens, too.
Well, Dylan's going to fire right out 1.4 million. It's a kind of flop that you think your opponent's got some of it. So why not bet and make him pay?
James Carroll makes this call.
James's problem is he's about drawing dead. He is now as the deuce comes off. No card can win it for him.
2.8.
Dylan pummeling away.
He thinks his opponent could have a flush draw or a straight draw, aces. May give him action here. Now, James picked up his chips, but is going to start thinking better about it. Well, he has a pair of queens with a weak kicker. Virtually all he can beat is a bluff here.
Yep.
And the bluff is not what Dylan has. He's got 3 10s, 30 miles. Flint to Saginaw takes down the pot.
Dylan playing so well this season. Of course, he was second at the Fallsview event for the World Poker Tour. He'd love to take down this title and be a winner. He's the new chip leader. They have just flipped.
Stacks of blacks.
Dylan is a local from San Francisco.
Probably can't even see mine.
No. That's cute.
Well, a great start for Dylan in this heads-up battle. How things change so quickly when you're playing heads-up poker in terms of chip count.
On this hand, James is going to raise with just a 6-3.
Well, he believes in position raising, that's for sure, if he's raising with this hand. Dylan just calls with the ace high, so we're going to have a flop here. The flop is queen 7-4. No help for either player. Does give James a gut shot straight draw.
Dylan's going to check it.
And here comes the continuation bet, 600,000. Dylan just going to call him with the ace high here. Maybe he thinks ace high is good. In fact, it is. Well, 8 of spade comes off. Now this gives Dylan a 4 flush. He's going to check. And look at this. James going to fire another shell, Vince. He is not slowing down. He knows to win this hand, he's just got to bluff at it.
Dylan with a nut flush draw.
Who's Dylan now? Stretching his neck. See how many chips his opponent has. This is something that's mind-boggling to me. You're playing heads up, you have to know how many chips are in play. Just count your own chips, you'll know how many chips your opponent has. Well, Dylan is going to make the call here for 1.4 million.
River card doesn't get the spade. 8 pairs the board. But believe it or not, Dylan's still in front with the ace high.
Well, he's checked. Now, Vince, a long time ago, Stu Unger told me a lot of guys will bluff at a pot. Some will fire 2 shells. There's not many that'll fire 3. Well, James Carroll is firing 3 shells. Big time here. 2.9 million.
Gotta have a lot of nerve to do that. Online specialist for a title making that kind of bet.
Vince, can you call 3 million with ace high? No. Give James Carroll credit, Vince. He earned that pot.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Action going to be on Dylan. Looks down at the king deuce of spade, going to raise it. Makes it 500,000 to go.
James makes a call.
James beats him in the pot.
So fast you couldn't even show your cards.
Quick call by James with queen 9. So here we go.
Oh, and James has flopped a queen. The top pair, he checks. Dylan reaching for chips. Going to make the continuation bet here. 450,000.
Yeah, you bet before the flop. Bets after the flop.
Yeah, those are raisin chips, folks, that he's getting out. Let's see how much. Looks like 1,350,000. And there it is, the check raise.
Yeah, James Carroll speeding things up, and Dylan's got to lay it down. And there's James's gang, family, friends.
Well, what a battle between these two guys fighting it out for this title. James has a couple million chip lead right now, but we've seen how fast that can change.
James with a pretty strong king 9 of hearts raises to 500. Dylan with just a queen 6.
1.4.
is going to re-raise.
I'll tell you, the aggression these guys show these days is amazing to me. 3-betting here with the queen 6 offsuit.
He makes it 1.4 million.
And James is going to make the call, so we're going to have a flop. And you 3-bet before the flop. You're going to make a continuation bet just about all the time, no matter what comes out there.
Flop is king 5 deuce. That's kings for James.
Top pair for James again. He is definitely out flopping his opponent here.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Dylan's betting nevertheless. 1.3 million. Didn't hit on that flop.
Well, Dylan just saying to himself, please go away, please go away. Forget about going away. He's being bombarded with 2.8 million.
Happy birthday. Dylan took a shot. Can't do it.
He goes out. Aggressive play by both these guys. You just love the way they fight for pots, Vince. You really do. Yeah, James grew up in Massachusetts. Now lives in Henderson, Nevada. Dylan Wilkerson from San Mateo, California. Went to Berkeley. Majored in economics and political science. Now he's a poker pro, trying to take down the WPT title after finishing second earlier in the WPT event this season.
Well, look at this. James again has raised Dylan with a quick call with king 3. And the battle continues. Flops a queen 9-5.
Wow, back-to-back hands. Dylan had the best hand pre-flop and got out-flopped by James.
Dylan's coming out with a bet with just king high.
Probably not going to work.
Oh.
James is flop top pair and just going to raise it.
1.6 total.
And Dylan's not going to be able to stand this heat either.
No, he looks so disgusted. What are you going to do?
You're just saying to yourself, does this guy hit every flop? It seems like it.
There's the happy railbirds that are rooting for James as two players battle for this championship at the Bay 101. This time action on Dylan. He's got ace high, ace 5. Min raise makes it 500,000 to go.
Yeah, the guy wins the pot with 6 3s. Why not play the 6 4s?
Right, splash around, and good luck. Here we are. It's a 4, 9-4 deuce. So James out flopping Dylan again. He checks.
Well, Dylan going to make the continuation bet. He does have the wheel draw, the gut shot straight draw.
It's a $500,000 bet.
It looks like another check raise by James Carroll, and that's exactly what it is. And Dylan's got to be saying to himself, you got to be kidding me. This guy can't hit every single flop. Every time I bet the flop, he raises me.
Dylan is making this call, hoping to hit the 3, but no, it's a deuce, pairs the board.
Now action's on James.
And he checks.
All in.
Wow, he is pushing all in. He's going to try to bluff for all his money. And it actually could work. It's a hefty bet.
And the tournament on the line.
Usually players don't bluff off all their money, this kind of bet, when they don't have something pretty strong error out in front.
This could be a really bad call.
Well, James even laughing about it. Could be a really bad call here. It could be a great one that gets him the title, Vince.
That would be incredible.
Good call.
What a call by James Carroll. These guys fight for every pot. He's got the best hand. If he can dodge an ace 3 or a 5, he'll be the champion. Dylan even sort of salutes him for making that call.
Unfortunate river for you, though.
Top 10 calls of the season, no doubt about it. He is one card away from becoming a WPT champion at Bay 101.
He's hit a river card already once tonight. Can he do it again? No! Doesn't happen. James Carroll is our champion. And Vince, you gotta say, the guy deserved this title.
We said it all along. He played the best poker at the table. His luck finally paid off. He gets congratulated by his friends and his girlfriend, Brittany. But right now, let's go over to Matt Savage, who's talking to our runner-up, Dylan Wilkerson.
Dylan, 2 final tables, 2 second-place finishes. Does it hurt to come so close?
Of course. Of course it hurts. It's never fun to get second. But I guess it's better than many of the alternatives. So
nothing I can really do.
Yeah, the money has to help. Over $700,000 for your second place finish here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. Well done. How about your railbirds here? They're pretty lucky for you.
Yeah, it's been really great.
Okay, Lynn, back to you.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Well, let's first take a look at the chip count. Mukul Pahuja well out in front, nearly 19 million in chips. James Mackey in second with 11.6, and Jake Bazeley in third with 7.3 million.
And as you can see, the winner's going to take home $1,081,000. What a first place prize. The antes will start at $25,000. The blinds at $75,150.
Well, these are the final six out of a record-breaking field we had for this tournament. Action on our chip leader, Mukul Pahuja.
Yeah, he's from this area, Coconut Creek. He's the chip leader. He's going to quickly fold.
Eric Afriat, the lone amateur at the table, going out.
Jake Bazeley now from Cincinnati, Ohio. Takes a look at a 7-6. He's going to fold the hand.
James Mackey on the button here. Looks down at a 9-7 offsuit. Going to make a button raise to 300,000.
Action on chance. Now he's a local from Hollywood, Florida.
Well, these two guys know each other well by playing so much online together.
Wow, he's going to re-raise.
3 betting here with just a junk hand. Makes it 925,000 to go.
And now Matt Stout. He's got the real hand, ace, king of clubs.
Matt, a professional player, lives in Las Vegas. I think with his chip count, Vince, he made his shipping here.
I'm all in.
Oh, there he goes.
That is what he's done. He has moved all in.
James Mackey getting out of the way with a nothing hand.
Well, Chance was making a move himself with a 10-8 offsuit. It would have worked had Matt not picked up such a big hand.
Matt Stout from Vegas, 29 years old, picking up hand number 1.
So how about that? A 4-bet all-in on hand number 1 at this final table. Vince, this is going to be a good one.
Certainly is. Action on the Canadian, Eric Afriat. He will fold that hand. Now Jake Bazeley. He's got a 7-9. Going to take a break. James Mackey now with a king 7 of spades. Moves it up to 300,000 to go. Chance with a ace 5 of diamonds. Going to quickly make this call.
Over to Matt Stout. He goes out.
Here's our chip leader, Mukul.
And he folds in the big blind.
So, two-way action. Ace 5 versus King 7, and look at this flop. Ace King 7. 2 pair for James Mackey and aces for Chance. Mackey first to act. He has bet 400,000. Chance, of course, with aces, quickly making the call. Going to the turn. 6 of clubs. And Mackey with the 2 pair. Now there are 3 clubs out there now. Does he slow down? Nope. Not the young man from Kansas City. He is betting again, 925.
Well, Chance picking up chips. And he is going to make the call with the 2 aces.
Yeah, no club, though.
Neither player has a club.
Big pot, deuce of hearts, and changes nothing.
If you're sitting in Mackey's seat, you like that card. You know that didn't help him.
I'll say. He's going to go in for the value bet on the end.
Yep, 1.375 million. Betting about a third of the pot.
Chance with the aces looks over to his opponent.
Well, I'm not going to rate.
It's beautiful news for Mackey. Now Mackey is saying, well, please call me then. I know you can't beat 2 pair.
Now, the pressure that he's under right now.
Okay, you got it, buddy.
Oh, this is a nice laydown. James Mackey, 28 years old, a top player online, takes down that one.
Feels great calling you James.
Nice hand,
but can he call?
Chance will raise with this hand, makes it 300,000 to go. Now, that's the laugh of Matt Stout, sort of like a SpongeBob laugh, kind of.
No question about it. You recognize his laugh clear across the room.
Now, Eric Afriat has an attractive queen jack of diamonds, and he will make this call. Jake Bazeley will fold.
Round to James Mackey in the big blind, and he's going to make the call as well for the men raise. So we're going to have three-way action.
And here's the flop. It's a king 7 deuce. James checks.
Chance, who's flopped the nut flush draw, but he checks.
So does Eric. And a king on the turn. No one has a king. Mackey gonna check again. Now Chance, who raised before the flop, is now, he's got a 4 flush.
Well, he may also think the ace high is the best hand here, the way this hand's been played.
Well, he's gonna stick out 450. Canadian goes out.
And James out as well. So Chance Kornuth, the youngest player at the table, taking down that pot.
Okay, on the action, Mukul with a quick fold, and now the clothier, Eric.
325.
With ace-10 has raised. Makes it 325 to go. Jake getting out of the way. James Mackey, though, with a king-5 of diamonds. He looks interested.
Well, he's on the button. He's in position. Just has a king-5.
He's got a lot of chips, and he's going to re-raise.
Well, that's what the young guns do. They 3-bet with these kind of hands. 800,000 to go now.
Chance and Matt Stout now going away.
They call him Mig. He's going to try to shoot down the amateur right now.
Back on Eric.
Well, you have a reasonable hand, but when a guy raises you, you're not really fond of it, but you want to call and see what happens.
Here we go with the flop. It's a 4-3 deuce.
Well, Eric out in front with ace high. Both players have a straight draw, as you can see.
And they both check. And the turn card is a king of clubs, and that's going to give James kings.
A nice card for him.
550.
Eric's going to take the lead now with his ace high and try to represent. He's going to bet 550.
And James Mackey will be going nowhere with top pair and an open-end straight draw. He is going to play, but just opts to call here.
River card is a deuce of diamonds, pairs the board.
Eric is going to check.
Yeah, he's frustrated. Gotta hate that king.
All right.
Well, James checking right behind him here.
Ace. That's no good.
And going to win this pot with kings up. And look at the look on Eric's face, Vince. He knows that youngster 3-bet him before the flop with a king-5.
Nice flop.
Right now, Eric taking his hits there. But nicely played by James.
That's my bad. I know. I should wait for him to show first. I was being nice.
I was like tired. And
By checking on the river, James had to show everybody his 3-bet bluff pre-flop there, and they all noticed it, believe me.
All right, on to the next one. Quick fold by Basley.
James going to raise again. Ace-9 he's got this time. Makes it 300,000 to go.
Chance and Matt out. Mukul Pahuja, our chip leader, also folding.
Well, Eric has the same hand. This time it's suited. Ace-10 of spade. Has his opponent dominated here. Going to make the call. So the same two guys going at it. And it comes ace, queen, 10. Great flop for Eric. He's got top and bottom pair. His opponent has just 2 aces, drawing almost dead, and it goes check, check.
3 of hearts on the turn. Eric's going to check again.
Surprised at that.
Wants to get a check raise in, obviously. And he's going to get this because James has bet it. 450.
900.
Eric's going to double the bet. Makes it 900,000 to go. Oh, so scary.
Yeah, the min raise puts more fear in you than a big raise,
Really
but a
does.
quick call here by Mackey.
Down to the river we go. It's a jack of spades.
That is the one card Eric did not want to look at with a 4-card straight out there, fearful his opponent might have a king.
Yeah, that's going to slow him down. He checks.
Now James quickly checks behind him.
No games for James. Eric Afriat from Montreal, the non-professional second-time WPT final table player, will take down this one.
There you see Eric's family and friends. He's got about 29 family and friends here in the crowd with him, even though he's from Canada. They've come in to watch him tonight.
All right, let's go to the young guy from Kansas City, Missouri, James Mackey. Quick fold by him.
Over to Chance Kornuth.
Yeah, this time Chance got a queen 10.
Well, he's on the short stack at this tournament right now, but doesn't stop him from raising it to 350,000.
Couple folds.
650.
Eric has picked up big. Slick here has got ace king. He's going to raise it to 650,000.
Yep. Jake Bazeley out.
Back to Chance. It'll cost him another 300,000 to call, but there's 1.3 million out there, but he opts not to do it.
Well, Eric's going to show him the ace king.
I couldn't beat that.
And Chance appreciates it, smiles back.
Not this hand.
Okay, action on the guy from Vegas, Matt Stout, a great player, 29 years old. Hasn't gotten warmed up yet. He mucks this hand down right behind him. Mukul with a pair of tens.
Well, first time he's gotten action tonight, even though he's got the big chip lead. And he's in action for a reason. Got a nice hand, 2 tens, makes it 325 to go.
Eric out. And Jake Bazeley with an awful hand. Won't play it.
A lot of young talent on this table, Vince, I can tell you. 4 guys in their 20s, and they can all really, really play.
Yes, they can. Now, Chance will take a chance with a queen, 8 of diamonds, making this call. Here's the flop.
Well, comes 9-7-4. It's a good flop for Mukul. He's got the overpair here. Chance is checked.
And Mukul with a continuation bet and a real hand. Bets 300,000.
Chance has a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, but against the chip leader, who hasn't played a pot yet, just go ahead and give it up, as he does.
So Mukul will take down that pot. Originally out of Long Island, now a local out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Very nicely done.
This was a rebuy event. Mukul bought into this tournament 6 times. You've heard of the 3rd time being the charm. Well, the 6th time the charm. Out of 1,795 players, he had to get to 36th place just to break even. And here he is at the final table. So obviously, those rebuys, the right decision for him.
For him, but then there was others that did the same thing and just lost a fortune. But it's nice when it works out.
Eric now, he looks down at an ace-10.
He's a clothier from Montreal.
350.
Getting out, raising chips, going to make it 350,000 to go.
But right behind him, Jake Bazeley.
Same hand, ace-10.
Jake, 31 years old, from Cincinnati, a professional poker player.
Been a pro for 8 years.
Raise.
Gonna pop this.
Gonna 3-bet it here. Makes it 850,000 to go.
Mackey and Chance out. Matt Stout also won't play. So back around to Eric.
1.5.
Whoa. Unbelievable. A 4-bet here by the amateur. With Eric just has the ace-10 offsuit and is going to 4-bet it here. Not going to let these young guys push him around, Vince. What a play here by Eric.
Very strong.
If you're sitting in Jake's seat, folks, I can tell you. When amateurs 4-bet, you just don't like an ace-10. How much more money do you want to commit with this hand? And Jake didn't want to commit anymore, and I don't blame him.
Eric says you can take a look at either card. And Jake points to the ace, and that's going to make him feel good, actually.
Are you happy it wasn't a deuce? A little bit.
And there's the Monster Bar with the Royal Flush girls. Enjoying the moment here.
Well, Vince, I don't know about you, but I'm impressed by that play by Eric there.
Yeah, me too.
It shows me this guy's going to gamble. He's come to play. He's not going to let these guys just 3-bet him to death.
All right, Eric folds his hand, as does Jake. And now James Mackey picks up the ace-10. The raise makes it 300,000 to go. Right behind him, Chance with a king. Queen says all in. He's on the short stack. He's going to plunge away. Matt Stout getting out.
Mukul out as well.
2.8 or something?
2.725.
Okay, I call.
Oh, wow, James is going to make this call.
Well, he can well afford to make the call with over 13 million in chips.
And he's a favorite. It's a good call.
He's out in front with the ace high.
These spades are left.
Chance's tournament life on the line here. There's Chance's girlfriend, Emily. Got her fingers crossed for her man. Can he get lucky? Yes. Whoa. So far, so good.
He's
for
hit
her and
queens.
Chance as he's taking the lead. 2 queens on the flop.
Beautiful flop for Chance. Loving that.
Suspenseful.
2 more cards to sweat, though.
We got a deuce or a 5 on the turn coming.
Seems expected, doesn't it?
It seems pretty expected.
At least a jack.
That does feel pretty sweaty.
Let's go to 4th Street. It's an ace. Uh-oh.
Heartbreak for Chance right there.
Well, we're gonna need a good card here.
Makes crowd erupts. If you don't put a king or queen out there, I'm gonna lose my sidekick, and I don't know what I'm gonna do without my sidekick.
Well, Chance went to Colorado, was majoring in architectural engineering. Didn't finish, dropped out to play poker, but he needs to build a hand here if he wants to stay alive.
Emily with the prayer. It's not going to work out. 8 of clubs on the river.
That's going to do it for Chance Kornuth of Hollywood, Florida. The local going out tonight in 6th place.
That is right. Chance Kornuth turns into Swamp Chum. Going to take home $247,000, though. A big applause for him. Let's go see what he has to say.
It was a fun event. A lot of great guys are still at the table, so I hope one of them wins. And it was a good time.
Let's go to the felt. 5-handed poker now at the Seminole Hard Rock. Action on Jake. Quickly folds his hand.
Yeah, over to James Mackey, the Jack-7 of diamonds, staying aggressive, betting $300,000 with that hand.
Now Matt Stout behind him with an attractive ace-9 of hearts.
I'm just going to call with the ace-9. Mukul Pahuja now in the small blind. He looks down at ace-6 suited.
He's got some money in there already.
He's going to make the call.
And our Canadian Eric Clothier with just a awful hand, 10-3.
Wow, he's going to cap his cards though, Vince. Could he possibly make a squeeze play over all these young guns here?
Don't go too crazy on us here, but...
Unbelievable,
wow.
He is doing it.
He's going to take a shot with a junk hand.
Wow. $1 million to go here with this trash. James goes out.
Matt's got a pretty solid hand, though, but no, he doesn't want any of the action either. He folds.
Well, Mukul with a decent hand as well, but he goes out. So there you go, folks. The oldest player at the table, the amateur, shooting down the young guns by raising it up right there.
Well,
wow, what a play by Eric.
You can't call him an amateur. He's a non-professional. He has a business. He's a clothier, and he just made the play of the night. On to the next hand. Fold by Matt. Now Mukul with a 6-5 of spades has raised. Eric, the hero at the table so far, calling.
With the 5-3 of clubs, Vince. So this is not the kind of amateur you're used to seeing, folks, that plays tight and solid.
Jake and James both go out.
We've seen a lot of moves by Eric tonight so far at this table.
Incredible couple little hands here, and the flop say Jack 10-8, but there's 2 spades out there.
Yeah, Mukul has the flush draw. But still, those middling cards are the kind that you fear when a guy calls a raise.
Mukul has checked.
If he had real big cards, he'd re-raise you.
Eric trying to get bold again, betting with nothing, 450.
And because his opponent has a flush draw, this bluff's not going to work, at least at this point.
Mukul makes the insta call and catches a flush. Now do you check again? You caught your flush. And give a chance the guy might bet, but no, Mukul is going to play it straightforward and make a bet, 775.
Well, in case Eric had something like a queen-jack here, you just hate to give him a free draw if he checked his flush, where he might make a full house on you and beat you. At least make him pay for it. As we can see, Eric drawing completely dead. No card he can catch to win this pot.
That's the worst card I could have seen.
The clothier might not want to lose his shirt, getting too involved, and he's going to do the right thing and fold it.
So when Mukul came on the scene, it's like, oh, hey, you're Vinny's little brother. And then I played with him a few times. Like, oh, this kid is kind of good. After we played down to the final table and got down to 6, I made a comment about how it's good to be back after 4.5 years. Then I turned to Muck. I was like, hey, Muck, how many days has it been since you made a World Poker Tour final table?
Boy, it is great to be on a rush, and that is what Mukul has been doing lately on the WPT.
Yeah, this is the third final table this season. That's why Matt was making that comment. Everybody having a good time here.
Eric and Jake fold this hand, and now James Mackey with a 7-5 with the buttons, going to raise to 300,000.
Well, Mackey just relentlessly aggressive, as you can see.
Matt out, and Mukul, oh, he's got the real hand, ace, king of diamonds.
Yeah. Well, the serious looks comes on his face now, as you can see. But look, Vince, he's just calling. Gonna camouflage the strength of this hand, that's for sure.
Try to disguise. Let's see if it works. The flop is a 10-3-3. No help to either player. Mukul's gonna check again.
Well, James, with this kind of junk, knows he's got a bet to win the pot. That's what he's doing, 325,000. But Mukul going nowhere with the ace-king. Wants to take off another card here. Now a jack comes off. Now this gives Mukul a straight draw, but he's going to check again. James is slowing down as well.
Yep.
Now an ace comes off, so
Mukul hitting aces.
He's got aces up with a king kicker.
Not that he needed it. And now Mukul has the decision. Do you just bet and try to get some value? Of course, we know James has nothing.
Well, what you're hoping for is your opponent's made aces up where you get him out kicked here. And he's going to pay you off, so Mukul going to bet 750,000.
And James Mackey from Kansas City says, I've had enough. I'm going to fold that. Take it down, Mukul. You deserve it. There's Mukul's buddies rooting him on. It's a big night for Mukul.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
There you see the chip count. Mukul Pahuja out in front with over 20 million. James Mackey in second place with 15.7.
Yep, the winner's going to take home $1,081,000 here tonight. The Andes are 25,000. The blinds are 75 and 150. Action on Jake Bazeley from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Well, Jake looks down on an ace-6 suited, and he is going to raise it up to 350,000.
Right behind him, Mackey with an ace-10 though will make this call. Matt Stout from Vegas folds the hand.
The chip leader, Mukul Pahuja out as well.
And here's the clothier, Eric Afriat from Montreal. Not going to play his hand, so two-way action, ace-10 versus ace-6, and the flop is 3 deuces.
Well, the Ducks are quacking here.
Basley going to make the continuation bet of 325. Mackey's going to quickly call it. And the turn card is a queen of spades.
So as the cards lie, this would be a split pot. If it were checked down or somebody called a bet all the way down, both players would be playing 3 deuces with an ace-queen.
This Jake, though, is relentless. Bets with just ace-high again, 950.
Well, this is a bold bet here by Jake. Now, just too much pressure for James. He can't stand it, so give Jake credit there. Never let off the pedal, taking down the pot.
31 years old, out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's a former basketball coach, Vince. Coached at Christian Brothers University, actually played there. He was a second-team All-American basketball player, in fact, so pretty good jock.
Very impressive. On to the next hand. The blinds are going up to 1 and 200. Quick fold by Jake and James.
Now over to Matt Stout from Las Vegas. Looks down at a queen 10 offsuit.
Highly regarded young player.
Yeah, this is
all in.
His ninth WPT cash, his second final table. He finished third at Foxwoods.
Matt's going to shove. Behind him, Mukul's got ace-8. And he is considering this.
Well, he's considering it because he can well afford to make the call and knows Matt might be in desperation mode.
Call.
He's made the call with the ace-high. Great read by Mukul here.
Eric out. They turn over their cards.
So Matt Stout's tournament life on the line.
Second time on the WPT final table. Matt Stout in trouble right now.
He has too many chips already, Kim. Muck does not want to win this pot. I'm sure of it.
And the flop is coming up. It's a jack 8 deuce.
That's a good flop.
8's for Muckle.
9 ball. Well, Matt needs a queen, 10, or a 9. 9 would win it. Queen or 10 would give him the lead.
Turn cards are 4 clubs. No luck for Matt.
Down to the river card.
Can Matt Stout outdraw right here? Let's see. Nope. It's a 6 of spades, Mike.
Well, that's going to do it for the 29-year-old poker pro out of Las Vegas. Matt Stout came to the final table on the short stack, goes out in 5th place.
Matt Stout going to take home $308,000. Just didn't get any cards. Let's see what he has to say.
Overall, I'm not too disappointed. I'm sure I'll be back. I've been working hard on my game and playing my best. So I'm pretty sure you guys will be seeing me again.
Great player with a great voice. Hate to see him go, but we're down to 4 players, Mike.
Well, there you see Mukul Pahuja extending his chip lead to over $23 million. 4 left, fighting it out for this title.
Big money going to the winner. Action on the non-professional, Eric Afriat from Montreal. He's got an ace, deuce of spades.
450.
We'll raise it to 450 to go. But right behind him, Jake has picked up Jake's pair of jacks.
Yeah, he's got the 2 jacks, so you know this is going to get raised.
Going to go close to 1.1 million. James out. And the chip leader, Muckle.
He's got nothing, so he goes out.
And now Eric, with his AC deucey, will make this call. Eric likes the action. We've seen him make some tremendous bluffs so far at the final table.
Well, he's just not going to be pushed around by these young guys, Vance. We've seen it all night long at this final table. Flop is 9-9-7 with 2 hearts. Eric checks the ace high. Nice flop for Jake there. If you've got that overpair, you're satisfied with this flop.
And he's going to come out with the bet, close to 1.2 million. Uh-oh, Eric said raise.
Wow, and a snap raise, Vince, with just ace high. He's made these plays before at this final table. They've worked. Will it work here?
2.3.
He's going to 2.35, taking a shot at a bluff.
Now Vince with Jake Bazeley's chip stack.
It's got to be like 350, but whatever.
He's virtually going to have to commit all his chips if he wants to play this pot, but...
Little does Eric know Jake has a real hand.
Well, you think he's probably got a flush draw.
Yeah.
He's got a 9, you're dead meat, but I don't see you throwing jacks away here with your chip stack on.
Never, and Jake does the right thing, goes all in. And now you got to think that Eric knows the jig is up.
Yep.
And the clothier would hate to lose his shirt in this one.
Ready to go home? I'm gonna stay longer.
Ready to go home. Oh boy.
Well, Jake doesn't want to go home, but you have to be very unlucky to lose this pot.
Eric finally gets real.
Show me one.
And he says, can you show me one? And Jake just shakes his head.
I'm an over.
Seems like a bad fold, then.
Jake Basley out of Cincinnati. Gonna take down a good one. All right, back to Felt. James Mackey with a pair of 9s, gonna make it 400,000 to go. Muckle right behind him with a king 7 of clubs. That's gonna pique his interest.
He is going to 3-bet it here to 975,000.
Eric out. And now Jake with a junk hand. Can't call that. So back on James.
What do you do with the mid pair when your opponent 3-bets you, especially if he's the chip leader? Well, you're going to call and see a flop. At least that's what James is doing.
9s versus king 7 of clubs. And the flop is a queen 7 deuce, but there's 2 clubs out there.
And a pair of 7s for Muckle as well. So a huge flop for him, a pair and a flush draw.
James is quickly checked. And Muckle with the bet, 750.
And James makes the call.
James out of Kansas City, Missouri, 28 years old. Big online player, they call him Mig. Goes to the turn, and it's an 8 of diamonds. Doesn't help Muckle. James is going to check.
Well, Muckle's checking also. Fearful his opponent might have 2 queens, may have made 7s and 8s.
River card, a 9. 3 of a kind there for Mig.
Well, Mig very happy to see that card, especially after his opponent checked on the turn. You almost have to feel certain you have the best hand with 3 9s now.
Wants to put in a big bet, not just a value bet. Wow. Close to 2.4. And Mukul with just sevens. Releases the hand.
Gotta be the one to, I said I would do it. I said I would be the one to cheer for you.
Thank you, Muck. I appreciate it.
Let's see.
Action on Bazeley, folds. James Mackey.
Yeah, he looks down at the king deuce. Well, he just raises with any two cards, this guy.
Goes to 400,000 to go. Mukul will fold his hand. Eric with a pair of sevens.
Just calls, does not re-raise with him.
So sevens versus king deuce.
Oh, and what a flop. 3 sevens he has flopped.
And he's checking it. Get Mackey to bet it. 450. Mackey caught none of that.
Oh.
Min raised by the Canadian.
Yeah, might have just raised him out of the pot, Vince. Sometimes you're just better off to let your opponent keep bluffing at it. This is one of those times.
Perhaps. Will Mackey get crazy? Nope.
He gives it up.
And look at this. Eric, such a nice guy, is going to show his hand. Take the pressure off the young guy.
Goodness.
He's got 6 cents. He's got 6 cents.
You got no hand.
I think I've lost about 10 hands in a row to Eric.
I think everyone has.
On to the next hand. Mackey now looks down at a pair of eights. And he will raise 450 total. Behind him, Mukul Pahuja has an ace-jack of clubs.
Well, he knows how aggressive Mackey is. Will he 3-bet with this hand? That's the question. And that's the answer. No, he does not. He just calls.
Yep. Eric from Montreal out, and Jake Bazeley from Cincinnati will not play that. So eights versus ace-jack of clubs.
All right, the under pair versus the over cards. Here comes the flop. And the flop comes queen 9-5 with 2 clubs. James out in front with the 2-8s, but as you can see, Mukul has the nut flush draw and could put a lot of pressure on 2-8s here.
But James is going to bet it. 450.
Now Mukul just calling here. Didn't raise before the flop. Not raising on the flop, which I'm a little surprised.
And an ace on the turn. That's beautiful for Mukul. Hitting the pair of aces.
And James Mackey not liking that card. Going to check, and wisely so.
Mukul, the hottest player on the circuit this year, 3 times at a final table on the World Poker Tour.
Yeah, it's his 5th cash this season as well. He is in front for the WPT Player of the Year. In fact, if he wins tonight, he can shut out the field going into the final event, our WPT World Championship.
Well, Mukul has bet 775. James goes out.
Well, there you see the chip count. Mukul in firm control here with about 24 million in chips. James Mackey in second with 14 million. And Eric and Jake sitting on about 7 million apiece.
All right, action's going to be on Mackey again. This time he has an ace-3.
He's certainly been the most aggressive at the table. Going to raise it here, too. Makes it 450 to go.
Mukul folding, and now Mr. Montreal, the clothier, has picked up a pair of 9s. And he's just going to call.
Yeah, does not raise here with the 2 9s. Surprising, as aggressive as he's been all night.
Cincinnati kid folds, so 9s versus ace-3. Here we go again. And the flop is an ace-king 4.
Oh, nice flop for James. He's got top pair now, but action on Eric.
325.
Yep, he's going to take a shot. 325 he bets.
That's a feeler bet to find out where he's at here. And if your opponent calls you, you now know your 2 9s are no good.
Yeah, how does that feel, Eric? Not good as the turn hits another ace. 3 of a kind from Mackey. Just gets better and better. And Eric just gets worse and worse. He's going to put in another bet. Uh-oh.
Well, I'm surprised by that.
Yep.
When a guy calls you on the flop when it comes ace-king baby, you know he's got an ace or a king.
475 gift here. Oh, James is going to walk that dog. Ouch.
Make the call, and a jack comes off on the river. Action back on Eric. Now, you would think he'd get the message by now. Yes, he does.
Yep.
He is checked.
The former shirt maker slows down.
You know, Mackey's got 3 aces with a king jack. He's going to bet here, hoping his opponent's got a king in his hand and will pay him off. $725,000 to bet.
Putting in a value bet against the clothier. Eric competed gamely for that, but he is going to fold the hand.
Show me one. You see one?
And look, he says, can you show me one? And James Mackey says, no.
Don't ask me to see it.
That's right, Eric. Let's go to the felt. A quick fold by Jake Bazeley.
And James Mackey, who's proven to be the most aggressive player at the table, going to raise again here with the king 5 offsuit. Makes it 450 to go.
Mukul out, but Eric from Montreal with a pair of 6s.
$1,050,000.
The last time he just called with 2 9s, that didn't work out. So this time he's got a pair. He is going to shoot it up to over $1 million. Let's step it up a bit here, says Eric.
Trying to push around the young buck here, Mackey.
Okay.
And it's going to work.
Win every pot against me. Nice hand.
The second time Eric's made a WPT final table. He is looking to take the title tonight, and Vince, he is playing like he's going for it.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
James Mackey going to be aggressive though. He's going to raise on the button. Makes it $550,000 to go.
Quick fold by Mukul, but now Eric Afriat gotta like his queen jack of diamonds, but just calling.
Here it comes. 10-6-3 on the flop. Mackey now out in front with 2 10s.
350.
Eric is going to lead out and bet into the pre-flop raiser. $350,000.
Trying to take a shot. James too smart for that. It's going to call with the 10s. Turn is an ace of spades.
So James now makes a flush draw to go along with his 2 10s.
775.
Eric going to continue.
And he's got the gut shot straight draw.
He is fighting for this pot.
And I'll tell you, that does put pressure on Mackey. You just have 2 10s with a bad kicker and a weak flush draw. But Mackey's going to make the call.
Yeah, nice and solid. River card, 6, pairs the board, changes nothing. Will the clothier slow down? Yes. And they both check.
Queen high.
And he says queen high. Let the man muck. But no, James wanted to see it. Flip it over. That's rubbing salt in the wound there a little bit.
Nice call. I tell you, you see with what I don't re-raise you. I have the best side every time.
All right, let's go to the felt. Eric Afriat, the clothier, the non-professional player, this time with an attractive ace-jack. Makes it 500 to go.
And Eric's first action makes it 500,000 call.
Now behind him, Jake.
I've been pretty much card dead at this final table so far. He's going to fold.
James Mackey with a king 8. Doesn't want any part of that. Goes out, but Mukul has picked up a little pair of 4s.
Just a little over 7 to start. Thank you.
Welcome. Very polite.
What's that?
You're always this polite?
Yeah, generally.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Unless I'm
You're
needling.
well mannered. Can tell you come from a good family.
Little small talk at the table.
Well, he is polite, and therefore he makes a polite call.
Yeah, right. 4s versus ace-jack, and the flop is a 7-6 deuce. So 4s in front.
Well, it goes check on the flop.
Turn is an ace. Hallelujah for the Montreal man. He's hit aces.
Mukul is checked again, and
650.
650 now bet by Eric with the 2 aces.
Tough call to make.
Mukul gonna make the call here, just hoping his opponent's got something like king, queen, king, jack, queen, jack. Whereas 2 4s are the best hand.
He's in trouble. Down to the river. Another 6 pairs the board. Mukul's gonna check.
975.
Well, 975,000 now the bet.
Now what's interesting is Mukul heard Eric on the last hand call out his money of 750. He said it verbally instead of just betting it, and he was bluffing. So maybe Mukul's thinking, you know what, when this guy calls it out, this could be a tell. He's going to make the call. It's a bad one. And Eric's going to show the winner. There you go.
So the clothier from Montreal taking down the pot against the chip leader.
Eric has a lot of fans and friends in the stadium here tonight, rooting him on. Onto this hand. Jake Bazeley's pick up the weapons of mass destruction, pair of aces.
Well, Jake is loving it now. You know it's going to get raised a little bit anyway, and it does to 525,000, just over the min raise.
James with a nothing hand goes out. Mukul. Oh, he also can't play. And now Eric will give action with a Jack 8 of spades.
Seems like it.
Aces versus Jack 8. What a hand. But a Jack 8-4 hits on the flop, Mike.
Incredible. What a flop for Eric. He has flopped the top two pair. His opponent has the two aces. Well, Eric leads right out into the pre-flop raiser. Again, this time he's got the hand. The last couple times he's done it, he didn't have it.
1.3.
And he's going to get the action he wants with the raise. Jake makes it 1.3.
Yeah, it's the $1 million raise here, but
2.8.
This is going to be a $2.8 million bet. And now, folks, I think you're going to see all the chips go in the middle of the pot.
Well, the beautiful thing about it, Eric looks like he has a 4 flush, something like that.
Could have a 9-10, could have a flush draw, could have just one pair. You're just not going to get away from aces here.
Impossible.
Well, I remember what Stu Unger told me about two aces one time. All they're good for is to win a small pot or lose a big one. That could happen to Jake right here because you just can't get away from aces. It's too tough to get away from them. Nobody's going to get away from aces there. Jake Bazeley in dire straits now to stay alive.
The Cincinnati kid right now, he's in a vice. A lot of trouble. He would be out if he doesn't get lucky.
Well, Vince, he's done nothing wrong. The question is, will he get lucky now to stay alive?
And the turn card is a 9 of spades.
So Jake must catch an ace, a 9, or a 4. Otherwise, he will be our 4th place finisher.
He would be gone. Knocked out by the clothier. Stitch by stitch. Down to the river we go. What's it gonna be? It's a queen of diamonds.
Well, there you have it. The basketball player, Jake Bazeley, bounced out of here, bumped off the rim with the two aces, out in 4th place.
Yeah, 371,000 richer, a great player. Let's go talk to him.
I just wasn't getting very many hands. I could have forced some issues and picked a couple spots, but it was just a lot of tough players. You know, it's really hard to risk a lot without a lot of good holdings.
Well, we had the all-time WPT record field in this tournament, 1,795 players. We were down to these 3.
To the felt we go. Eric with the button with just a Jack 3.
675.
He's going to take a shot at this with a nothing hand. 675 to go.
And this is his second WPT final table. Last time he was here, he finished 6th. Tonight he said he's going for it, doesn't care. Raises with junk here.
James out. Mukul, though, with ace 5 will make this call. Here come the first 3.
King 8-5 rainbow.
Mukul picking up 5s there is going to check.
Yeah, he's got the bottom pair. Eric checks right behind him. A little surprised he wouldn't make a continuation bet there. Now a king comes off to pair the board. And again, Mukul checks.
1 million.
And all of a sudden, Eric's going to get busy here. And really busy with a $1 million bet. If you're sitting in Mukul's seat, you're saying, wouldn't this guy bet a pair, any kind of pair on the flop? I think he would have, so I'm going to call him with my bottom pair.
Well, his instincts are right so far. He's making this call. Going down to the river, and it's another king. Mukul's got to like that card.
Well, Mukul's got a full house, but it's bottom full house. And look at this. He's going to make a defensive bet, as we say, a blocker bet of 400,000 here into a pot that's got over 3.5 million in it. If you're sitting in Eric's seat, you're saying, you know this guy doesn't have much. Doesn't want me to bet at him.
2.4.
Wow.
So I am going to bet at him. 2 million more. 2.4 million now the bet. You see people standing up now. A lot of money going in there.
Eric fighting for this pot.
Yeah, Eric.
Well, Mukul's still puzzled Why the guy wouldn't have bet the flop if he would have had a pair?
No shame in folding.
How trappy you're getting on the flop. I'm not that guy, remember? I'm not that guy.
No shame in folding.
I know there's no shame in folding.
Eric would love to get this fold and outsmart Mukul.
Paid you big if you bet the flop. I don't think I could fold at this point if you had bet the flop.
I totally agree with Mukul's thought process here. It doesn't make sense why the guy didn't bet the flop and now all of a sudden is going crazy.
Well, this would be a great call, and he's going to make the great call.
He's gone with his gut instincts. It didn't make sense to him, so he made the call, and a good one it was by Mukul Pahuja. He extends his chip lead.
He worked the clothier right there.
Good bluff.
I know someone that can make the call as you.
What's that? I almost folded.
Gotta respect Eric's play. For a non-professional player to be so aggressive, to have this kind of creativity and imagination, that is good poker. Eric Afriat from Montreal, first to act on this hand. And he has got the ladies here, the Laverne and Shirley hand.
And he is happy to see him. The Jack-3 offsuit didn't work out. Maybe the 2 queens will.
He's made it 600,000. Mackey out of the way. But Mukul's got a King-8.
Now he's going to call to see a flop here. He read this guy perfectly the last hand. Let's see what'll happen here. Flop comes 8-7 deuce. So Mukul is flop top pair, but Eric has the overpair this time. He's got the real hand.
Mukul's checked. Eric's betting.
800,000 the bet.
This could cost Mukul. You think you're in front here. He's going to make this call. Little does he know how Eric is so strong right now. Going to the turn.
Mukul in bad shape here. Now a 3 comes off. And again, Mukul checks.
1.5.
Well, 1.5 million to bet here by Eric.
He loves to get some revenge off of Mukul.
Well, Vince, I don't know how you get away from 2 8s here.
Yep.
As aggressive as this guy's been playing, you just can't lay down top pair.
You certainly can't, and he doesn't. He sticks the 1.5 in there. We're going to the river. And the river card is a 7, pairs the board.
Well, again, Mukul checks. Action on Eric. And he's going to check. I'm surprised he wouldn't get a value bet in there.
Well, just a little afraid that maybe Mukul had a 7.
Yeah, might have been trapping him with 3 deuces as well, but I think you have to bet something there, Vince.
Eric getting a little revenge.
I think I missed a 2.5 million bet.
Yeah, it's getting some revenge, but I believe he missed a small value bet on the river there, Vince. That would have got paid off.
Get back on James now. He's got ace-5. He's from Kansas City, 28 years old. They call him Mig. Quite a player. And he'll raise to 600,000 with his ace-5, but Mukul behind him with ace-queen.
Yeah, you've got an aggressive player raising on the button. You've got ace-queen in a 3-handed game, which is a very good hand. So I would expect to see a 3-bet here.
He has re-raised to 1.6. Eric out.
Well, can't blame him. Ace-queen in a 3-handed poker game is a big hand.
Mackey makes the call.
Mackey not wanting to get pushed around, wants to see a flop.
Queen versus ace-5, 3 5s.
The absolute dream flop right there.
For Mig.
He has flopped 3-5 with top kicker. Unbelievable.
Mukul getting chips out to make the continuation bet, it appears.
Well, over 3.6 million in the pot.
Oh, wow.
He's going to bet 1.4 million. Now, if you're Mig, do you just walk the dog here? Do you just call, or do you go ahead and raise, fearful your opponent's got an overpair, a flush draw? You just call here. That's what you do. You let the guy go ahead.
Dream flop.
And bet himself broke.
Sure you do. And the turn card, 8 of diamonds.
Now Mukul's going to check the ace high.
That is a nice check.
Maybe fearful his opponent's got a small pair here.
Yeah.
And 1.5 million now the bet by James.
Can Mukul get out of the way?
All in. Good call.
Whoa, he has said all in.
All in, and the snap call by Mackey. And Mukul knows he has stubbed his toe here. Wow.
Just got out of line.
Well, it looks like a horrible play because he's drawing dead, Vince. But in reality, if Mig had a small pair, I'm not sure he's going to call the all-in bet there. Mackey is loving it.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
There you see the chip count. James Mackey out in front with 23 million. The businessman from Canada, Eric Afriat, in second place. Mukul Pahuja in third.
And he's at 50,000. The blinds are 150 and 300. Let's go to the felt. Action on the former clothing businessman, Eric Afriat from Montreal. He's got a pair of sixes.
6.
And he will make it 600,000 to go. James Mackey, our chip leader. They call him Mig. He will make the call with an ace-8. And the local Mukul Pahuja has a king-queen. He's also going to call. Mukul, the hottest player on the circuit this year, 3 times at a final table on the World Poker Tour.
Yeah, it's his 5th cash this season as well. So here we go, 3-way action. The flop comes queen, 5-4. Good flop for Mukul. He's out in front with 2 queens.
Both James and Mukul check.
975.
Eric's going to take a stab at it with the sixes. 975.
You're certainly going to bet that if your opponent's check to you. Only one overcard out there.
James Mackey, the 28-year-old, is going to get out of their way. And Mukul, of course, hitting top pair.
Well, he is going to check raise, Vince. And a healthy check raise up to 2.45 million.
I call.
A quick call by Eric. Eric with the sixes. So a big pot happening. Deuce of diamonds.
Mukul still out in front with the 2 queens. He's reaching for betting chips. And looks like a lot of them. About 3.2 million. And that deuce does give Eric a gut shot straight draw to go along with his 2 sixes, but he is far behind right now.
I call.
But it's not slowing him down. He's going to call here, Vince. So massive pot brewing here. Over 13 million in the pot now. 9 of diamonds on the river. Mukul's only got a little bit less than 5 million left here.
All in.
He's going all in. His opponent's been slow playing a giant hand. He's just knocked out. He knows that, but but he's happy to hear this kind of chatter out of Eric, and now wanting him to call. Knowing there'd been a snap call if he would have beat his hand.
4,625,000.
I call.
Wow, he is going to call it and pay for it.
Mukul Pahuja is going to double up and retake the chip lead.
And what a rush he's been on.
Not many guys bring their dogs to the final table, Vince. You got to love it.
All right, James Mackey's raised with king 6. Mukul out, Eric calling with king 9. Here we go.
Here comes a flop. Queen Jack 5 with 2 diamonds. This gives Mackey the flush draw.
Eric checks.
Eric has the gut shot straight draw. And the best hand at the moment, but Mackey is the flush draw.
Yep, he's betting 700 grand. Eric not going anywhere. He's calling.
Now a 9 comes off, so this gives Eric 2 9s as well as a straight draw. And it goes check, check. And now Eric's got to be feeling good about the 9s. Now the board pairs jacks.
So no flush for Mackey.
Eric
6.
He's going to bet 600,000 here, thinking his jacks and 9s are the best hand, which indeed they are. So all of a sudden the flush draw evaporates into nothing. As will his chips if he makes this call. But he doesn't. He lays it down. So James Mackey, known as Mig, goes out.
You're so disciplined, I swear. You know, I know I have your number today, but you know how much the minimum you lose? I swear to God, it's not a joke. You'll see it. It's like you're losing the minimum every time. Even if it's costing you, but you're losing the minimum. It's amazing.
Definitely a form of respect. You tell your opponent, every time I beat you, I only won the minimum off you.
Yeah. I like the person that lied to everyone at the table. All right, back to the table. Here we go. Mukul now. He has gone out, but Eric Afriat with ace-king just calling. Trying to disguise the power of his hand. Mackey gonna check as well. Here we go. Flop comes up 8-7-4, helping neither player.
Now Eric is gonna check the ace-king. James has to bet that garbage if he wants to win the pot. 325,000, but quickly called by Eric.
Turn card, Jack of Diamonds.
And Eric checks again. Will Mackey have the heart to bet again? He's got a gut shot straight draw now.
He's gonna bet it. Yep, 625.
I'll give him credit for firing out there and betting that hand.
Good that I checked.
You would have seen fireworks.
I can imagine.
That's the smile of a bluffer, James Mackey. James from Kansas City, Missouri. One tough young pro.
Mackey's got to appreciate the fact that Muckles brought his dog to the final.
Well, Mackey this time has a pair of jacks, has raised. Mukul has folded. Eric, though, with a 10-8, will stick around.
Now flop is 7-6-5, 2 spades. As you can see, Eric with the open-end straight draw checks. And James bet 600,000.
1.4.
The check raise with the open-end straight draw to 1.4 million by Eric. And you're fearful your opponent's got 2 pair. Might have flopped a straight, but I just don't see how you get away from jacks here. At least not yet.
Nope, he's going to call that. And the clothing man is praying for a straight. Not to happen there. 6 pairs the board.
Well, Vince, once you start bluffing, you almost have to continue bluffing if you want to win the pot.
950.
That's what Eric is going to try to do here. 950,000 is the bet. But as I said, I don't see James going anywhere with a big overpair like this, and he's not. He has made the call.
Last card coming up. It's a queen of spades.
Now, both players might be afraid their opponent made a flush, but
Eric checks.
Well, Eric is just waving the white flag, giving this pot up.
Mackey's going to check as well.
Well, he just didn't want to get check raised out of this pot. Turns up the jack's going to win it with him.
So the man from Kansas City, James Mackey, they call him Mig. He's a great online player. He's got a World Series bracelet. We'll take this one down.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
The antes are 50,000, but the blinds are going up to 200,000 and 400,000, Mike.
And as you can see, Mukul Pahuja squeaked back into the lead, just slightly over James Mackey. Eric Afriat has to come from behind. He's going to win this tournament.
Action with the button. James Mackey with an 8-7 has raised to 800,000. Mukul out. And Eric.
And he's got the highway patrol hand, Vince, the 10-4.
2.1.
He is getting out raising chips with his junk hand. 2.1 million to bet now.
Just a 10-4. He's got guts and he's going to win this pot.
Boy. As they say at the highway patrol, Vince, which is the 10-4 hand, over and out. Mukul picks up the king jack suited on the button here. He's going to raise it like everybody would. 800,000.
But right behind him, Eric's got 2 kings.
Unbelievable.
1.6.
Eric has played so aggressive at this final table. He gets a premium hand. Good chances he'll get paid off with it.
Well, he's raised to 1.6. James Mackey goes out. Back on Mukul, making the call. And the flop comes out. Queen 6-3.
No help for Mukul there.
800.
Eric going to bet 800,000. Now Muckle has nothing but a backdoor flush draw and a backdoor straight draw, but is going to make the call here, Vince. He could be stepping into quicksand here.
Turn card.
Well, deuce of diamonds. That may actually save Muckle some money. Eric is going to check 2 kings here. Muckle checks right behind him. And now a jack comes off. Well, this will spell trouble for Muckle.
2.5.
If indeed Eric bets, which he's doing, 2.5 million. Vince, when your opponent checks on the turn and it's queen high board, I don't see how you can possibly throw 2 jacks away here.
You would not think so. There's the donation.
Kings.
Nope. The call by Muckle. You can't blame him for calling the way this hand was played. What a crafty check it turned out to be by Eric on the turn there.
Otherwise, he doesn't get the action on the river.
So Eric taking down that pot with 2 kings. The businessman from Montreal mixing up his play well tonight, no doubt about it. Well, as you can see with that pot, Muckle went from chip leader to 3rd place in this 3-handed battle of a record-breaking field of 1,795 entrants.
Blinds at 200 and 400. Now James Mackey with a pair of 7s.
8.
Gonna bet 800,000 here.
Muckle folds.
Yeah, Eric with the queen 10 and wants to see a flop, so he makes the call.
And the flop is a 996.
No help for either player, but a good flop for James if you're holding 2 7s.
600.
Wow, Eric with nothing is going to try to take the play away. Makes a bet of 600 grand.
Well, Vince, we've seen him lead out into the pre-flop raiser time and time again at this final table.
And now a queen hitting Eric. He makes his queens.
Well, he was bluffing on the flop. Now he's going to try to get value out of top pair here.
1.2.
What a turnaround card.
1.2 million.
Well, James has the flush draw to go along with the 2 7s now. Not a big flush draw, of course, but still you're happy to have it. He makes the call.
Going to the river.
And now a 10 comes off. This gives Eric queens and 10s. So he helped on the turn and the river. So he takes a conservative route and checks.
3 pairs.
James checks right behind him.
Oh, wow.
Eric turns up queen 10, 2 pair, queens and 10.
You would have paid big money there. Let's check. Thought you could have bet out that thing.
All right. Action is going to be on James Mackey. And he quickly folds the hand. Muckle now.
Yeah, the small blind here is going to limp in with the 8-5.
4 more.
But Eric Afriat from Montreal has a queen 10 of clubs, likes it, and will bump it.
Yeah, going to raise it. The men raise 400,000 more, and Muckle's going to call and see a flop here.
And the flop comes up a queen, jack, 8.
Muckle's going to check bottom pair. Eric is going to bet top pair and a gut shot straight draw, bets 500,000. And Muckle makes the call with 2 8s.
Going to the turn, it's a 6 of diamonds.
Muckle's going to check.
Million.
This time Eric is going to bet $1 million. And that's going to be too much for Muckle as he folds. So Eric Afriat takes down yet another pot.
All right, action's going to be on Muckle. He lives just a few miles away in a place called Coconut Creek, Florida. He's going to go out of this hand, and now Eric. Oh, he's got a gigantic monster hand, ace, king of spades.
And he's going to start out with an $800,000 bet here.
Right behind him, James. Let's take a look at his cards.
Look at this, Vince. He picks up a pair of 7s for the 2nd straight time. He got burned with them in the last hand. Let's see what happens here.
2 million.
Well, first thing he's going to do is raise it to 2 million.
Getting aggressive.
34.
Well, 3.4 million now the bet. So the 4 bet by Eric here to 3.4 million. Now what do you do with 2 7s? Well, you call. That's what James is doing.
Big pot brewing here between these two guys. Here's the flop. It's a jack 5-3, but there's 2 spades out there.
Gives Eric the nut flush draw.
1.6.
1.6 million is the bet.
Yeah, Eric's going to bet on the 4 flush. James, just a pair of 7s.
Don't see you throwing this hand away here just yet for that size bet, and James is making the call.
Yep, he's going to invest deeper.
So right now the 2-7's out in front.
Going to the turn card. Eric would like to hit a spade, and he gets the spade.
The dream card comes off. Eric with a nut flush, his opponent drawing dead. Let's see how much he bets now.
1.6.
1.6 million. The pot's got over 10 million in events.
Doesn't want to chase his man away. I can't blame him.
Well, this is a very small bet for this size pot. And it is working, Vince. He is just reeling him right in here, it looks like.
Oh,
remember, whatever Mackey puts in there is just going over to the other guy's stack because he is drawing dead.
He doesn't know it, though, and he has made the call. And to the river card, it's a 6, so Eric still with the absolute nuts. What's the right amount to get to extract from your victim? Let's find out.
13.3 million in the pot right now.
6 million.
Well, he's going to make the bionic bet. 6 million.
Yeah. This a good size bet here now. And now what do you do if you're Mackey? You know all you can beat is a bluff here. The guy 4-bet you before the flop. What if he had ace king of diamonds, for example? Would he be betting the same way? Would your 2-7s be
Oh
good?
boy, he's going to call.
Nuts.
Complete devastation here for Mackey. Look at his face.
Well, the 2-7s. Whoever said 7's a lucky number is not going to convince James Mackey of that. He's had 4 7s in 2 hands and got burned both times.
Well, it's the mix-up plays of Eric Afriat. He has been bluffing so many hands tonight. This time, gets the nuts, gets paid off in a big way, and he extends a chip lead. Unbelievable.
Well, Eric just loving life down here in Florida.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
This hand, Mukul is going to quickly fold his hand. Eric, exuding confidence right now. He's got a 10-7 this time. And he will splash around with that junk hand. James with a 10-6 of hearts.
Happy to see a flop here with the 10-6.
The flop is a 6-5-4. That gives 6s to Mackey.
Well, Eric has an open-end straight draw. Mackey has top pair.
All in.
Oh, and he's going to go all in with the 6s.
I call.
And a quick call by Eric Afriat. With 2 cards to come, Eric with the possibility of knocking out this young man from Kansas City. Can he get it straight there? No, another 6. Gives 3 of a kind there to Mackey.
Now Eric must make the straight to win, must catch a 3 or an 8. Nothing else will do.
Otherwise, Mackey will double up. And get back in the hunt, and it's a jack of hearts, so that's exactly what's going to happen. James Mackey going to take down this hand with 3 of a kind. So with that double up, James Mackey is back in town. Very nicely done. Controlled by the man from Montreal.
Oh, no. It's not possible, Vince.
Oh, what?
Another pair of 7s for James Mackey.
That is not possible.
Wouldn't you just instant muck him by now?
Pretty amazing. He makes it $1 million to go with the 7s. And Mukul now with Dolly Parton 9-5. He's getting his chips out to invest. Yes, he calls. So pair of 7s versus 9-5. And the flop is a jack 9-8.
So 3 overcards to your 2 7s there. Mackey's going to check. Mukul checks the 2 9s right behind him.
8 of hearts pairs the board. Mackey's had enough with the 7s. Checks again.
Well, Mukul just didn't want to get check raised out of the pot, so he checks the 9s again. Now a queen comes off, and a spade. Possible straight, possible flush.
They both check again. Mukul shows the 9s. And James, oh, wow.
He disgustingly throws down the 2 7s. And Vince, I'll tell you one thing. Anybody that comes up to him and says 7 is a lucky number is liable to get punched in the nose. This guy's going broke with him. The 2 walking sticks, he's going to be walking out of here because of them.
He is steaming like a cheap economy car. Things have turned the wrong way for James Mackey, but right back on him this time with the button. He quickly mucks a 10-5. And now Mukul with an ace-queen of spades.
but he just limps in. He's hoping this aggressive player raises him, but
Eric with a 7 deuce.
Just makes the call. Doesn't raise, but it flops a flush.
Oh, wow.
And unbelievable. Muckles flop top pair with top kicker and checks.
Just incredible. Eric has flopped a flush.
And Eric checks right behind him, so both slow playing their hand. Now aces and queens for Muckle.
Incredible.
He is going to bet now, but you better put his seatbelt on soon.
It's 550 to the man with the flush.
1.1.
And there's the raise.
And it's the min raise, Vince, to 1.1 million.
Right. Smart min raise.
Well, no way Muckle's going anywhere, that's for sure. He makes the call. Knows his opponent could have a flush, could have a straight, but aces and queens, the top 2 pair, you're going nowhere.
River card, 3 of clubs. Perfect card for Eric. Muckle's gonna wisely check this.
2 million.
2 million with the flush and a quick call.
It's ridiculous how good you are, my God.
Muckle just can't believe how lucky this guy's getting.
Oh boy. The man from Montreal, the businessman, is making these pros talk to themselves. But I'll tell you, Eric plays such a mix-up game, great deception, and that's what's paying it off for him. Making some great moves here tonight. He extends his chip lead. Now right back on Muckle. He's got a pair of 9s. And he will raise to 800,000. Eric gets out of his way. James Mackey with a king 7 of clubs.
All in.
And he says all in. All in, and a quick call by Muckle.
Well, I'm surprised Mackey would move all in with a 7 in his hand. Unlucky as that card's been for him, but let's see if we can get lucky here. Muckle has him covered, so James Mackey's tournament life on the line. If he loses, he'll be out in 3rd place.
5 cards to come. Here we go, Mike. 10-6 deuce. Save for the 9s right now. James behind at this point. Muckle in front. Ready to break his 28-year-old opponent. Here goes the turn. And it's a queen. No help for James.
Well, there you see Muckle's wife Alexis and the dog Bandit sweating the river card here.
James Mackey, WSOP bracelet winner, in a lot of trouble. Needs the river out here. Let's take a look. Can he catch his king? Here it comes. It's a jack.
Well, that's going to do it for the 28-year-old James Mackey from Kansas City, Missouri. Great effort this week. Out tonight in 3rd place.
James Mackey is sackied out of here. 441, he'll take home.
Good job, James.
A big effort, a great player. Let's talk to him.
I'm not too happy, obviously. Made a hero call that went wrong against Eric. That's how it goes. And so yeah, very disappointed.
All right. Blinds at 250, 500. Action on Muckle. He looks down at the queen deuce offsuit. But that doesn't discourage him. He's going to raise it. Makes it $1 million to go. Eric with a 9-7. Will speculate. Makes the call.
Well, we're gambling now.
Queen deuce 9-7. Flop is a jack 8-3.
Now it gives Eric a gut shot straight draw, but not much for either player. He's going to check.
Muckle, nothing hitting there, but
looks like he's getting out betting chips, and indeed he is. Makes a continuation bet, 950,000. Before he gets it out there, Eric has made the call. So that's a little scary when you have a queen deuce.
On to the turn. It's a king of spades.
Eric is first act.
Doesn't change anything. Eric checks.
And Muckle's also going to check. 5 of spade on the river. Eric now knows the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it.
1.4.
And he is doing that. Give him credit. 1.4 million. Muckle saying to himself, what can I beat except for a straight draw?
That's exactly what his opponent has. Could he possibly make this call with Queen Eye, Vince? Nope, he thought about it, but didn't do it. So a nice river bet there by Eric Afriat wins the pot for him.
Heads up battles coming back in just a moment.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Action's going to be on Mukul.
He's got a Queen 9 this time. Blinds at 250, 500. Mukul's just calling.
Yeah, limps in on the button here with the Queen 9.
One more.
Perhaps lucky to do so because Eric has an ace-jack of hearts and he will raise.
Yeah, shoots it up $1 million more.
And Mukul
wants to see a flop, so he's going to make the call here.
Here we go. Ace-jack versus Queen 9, and it is a Jack 7-8.
How well is Eric running? Top pair, top kicker.
1 million.
He's going to bet 1 million is all.
With the jacks.
And Mukul with the gut shot straight makes the call. Mukul dreaming about a 10 coming off of there.
Can he get his 10? No, an ace appears that gives aces and jacks to Eric.
Yeah, top 2 pair for Eric, but with possible flushes and possible straights out there. No chance to check raise on this. He's going to lead right out and bet 1.4 million. That's going to get the job done as Mukul folds. So Eric extends his chip lead.
It's not a good turn for you.
Eric Afriat, 44 years old. He's got family and friends here that flew in from Montreal to watch this display of poker, and it is working out so beautifully right now. Can he close?
Well, he might be a non-pro, Vince, but he's been playing poker for 25 years, so certainly has experience.
1 million.
Well, here he goes. He's got a pair of 8s and has raised to $1 million.
1 million.
Mukul behind him with a King 9.
Now, Mukul knows this guy could raise with any 2 cards, especially with his chip lead.
All in.
Whoa.
So he's going all in with the King 9?
I call.
And Eric's going to make this call.
This is my flip. This is my flip in this tournament.
Mukul Pahuja must win this pot to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, the amateur businessman from Canada will be our champion.
Oh boy, Mukul Pahuja going to the rail.
Everybody on their feet.
There's the Canadian contingent. Here we go with the flop, Mike. And the flop is a 5-5 deuce. That's good for Eric Afriat.
Well, Mukul must catch a king or a 9 now to take the lead.
Eric can't believe it. He's laughing there. Loves that flop. Mukul disappointed, obviously.
Will the snowman stand up? That's the question.
Going to the turn. And 4th Street is a 10 of diamonds.
So we are down to the river. Mukul Pahuja must catch a king or a 9 to have any hopes of winning this tournament, or it's over.
Well, a major upset, 1 card away. We will see if the Canadian can take down this huge title.
Well, Eric Afriat in prayer mode right now. Can he dodge a king or a 9? He has done it. Wow.
It's over.
What a story for Eric Afriat.
Oh, man, an incredible effort for the Canadian right now. Eric's going to take down this title, take home almost 1.1 million.
Before we talk to our champion, how about a hats off and a salute to Mukul Pahuja, our runner-up tonight, and a guy who's far and away the leader for the WPT Player of the Year.
I was hoping to make heads up a little bit more of the battle, but may have gotten a little impatient, may have pushed it a little bit, but you know, he got some strong hands right away to start, and I couldn't make something happen.
Once again, congratulations to our champion, Eric Afriat.